this candle.
What are we playing?
Splendor? I just chose one, but if you want to do something else,
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
No, I just didn't know what we were playing. And I was changing my water filter because it expired like, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Nice.
What is a water filter? Oh my gosh. So guys, I have, let's see, I'm on week 5. I have 4 weeks left of my certificate, and then I'm like done.
What does that mean? Done.
It means I'll have a certification in life coaching.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yep. Don't be too excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm excited too.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I definitely was thinking about those doubts recently. I'm like, how are we doing? Do we need to like talk to yourself a little bit, or are we good? Oh, it's totally real. Okay,
Man,
I hate that. Like, dang it.
that's funny.
Yeah.
It is
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. So, just seeing how God uses it will be the next step, because, yeah, I don't know how that will all look.
Right.
But that's okay.
That's how it works, man. That's how it works.
Hey, how did the open house go?
Well, it's next week. So.
Okay, it didn't say that in your post.
Which post?
Well, the one I saw on Instagram.
I do believe it did, unless she changed it. But let me
I'll have to look.
I didn't think. Freaking out again.
Sorry.
Shit.
My bad.
Shit. Change World Schools welcomes you on Saturday, 16th of July for an open day.
Perfect.
You can check out the place personally. Jeez, Abigail. Don't do that to me.
I like to make you sweat just a little.
God. You know what? You are pre-fired.
You're hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, no.
I know.
No. Firing random people. I'm like, I really liked you. My intuitive thought was that you were good. You've changed children's lives, but according to the head psych, she says no go. So
no go.
Just kidding. Don't worry, I'm firing my new head of psychology. Just stay.
It's hilarious.
Oh, man.
I'm not into pranks like that. The youth camp that's coming up in August that I'm helping out with, they like to do pranks. Okay. So I told Katie, I said, or maybe it wasn't Katie. I think I need to talk to Katie. I'm like, I'm really like only good with certain pranks, not scary or hurtful pranks.
That's awesome.
I was like, let's buy some whoopee cushions. That's funny.
Oh, boy. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
So I might be a little boring more than I realize.
Oh, no, it'll be good. It'll be good.
It's
I'm
fine.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This has been my hardest task, is like trying to maintain my sense of humor and stuff like that during this time.
How's that going,
This
Andrew?
is Oh no, it's great. It's great. Um I've also realized this was like this right now is like the second time that I've, gotten to seriously sit down and play
Yeah.
a game of some kind, because I always am doing something, board games, computer games, all sorts of games. And all week I haven't done any games at all. And it is interesting. Well, average day being from last week, right? Kind of goes like this. I wake up at 6:30. By 7 o'clock, I'm walking to the school. I'm at the school by 7:15. I'm setting everything up. I got to plan my teaching, like what I'm going to teach. Then I've got to make sure that I've got some kind of list for Ines or whoever's going to be working for me next week, because they want, they don't want to just sit there, and I need to decide what can be delegated, because I am staying at the school. I'm supposed to stay at the school till 5. Like, that's the hours. So I keep the school open till 5, but then I end up staying at the school till the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I stayed until like 9:30 at night, and Thursday and Friday I was able to leave at like 5 o'clock, 5:30. It was raining on Friday, 5:30. So yeah,
Is that
I
because you're planning?
it's because I'm planning. It's because Wednesday it was like I was leaving and then I couldn't leave because there was just these small things that I wanted to fix. I wanted to make it nicer. There's a designer who's going to design she's got vinyl that it's not gluing, but it sticks to the walls kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
a wallpaper, but more temporary.
Okay.
And so she's going to design the area for free
Oh, wow.
because she is wanting to she's a British company, but she's wanting to get her foot into the Bulgarian market. And so if I have my Instagrammers do a bunch of videos on her design and send them out, then and tag her in it, then she'll do it for free, and we'll be kind of like her advertisement. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool. Yeah. So then I'm calling her. Danny wants an update every, 2 hours, it seems, about
What does
something.
What does Danny do?
Danny is one of the people that's just like super excited about the thing. He's wanting to be a part of it right now. His specific skill set was finding the place, and then also I can't grab that. Also, that one. Also, he's got an eye for art. He's not necessarily an artist, but he's got an eye for it.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Okay.
He also has helped me communicate with the building landlords, because, yeah, this guy, one of them is really nice, but the other one, I'm pretty sure, hates me. So,
Why?
because I'm very demanding, I want stuff done a certain way, and he doesn't get back to me as quickly as he should, I think. And so then I bug him, and I bug him, and I bug him, and I bug him at home, and he doesn't like that. And so it's like, sorry, man, I want this sign up, and you said that you were going to do that. So I don't want to store it, in a place where all the kids are going to be. So, get it up.
Well, he just has to, if he says he's going to do it, it's his job to do it. So,
Yeah, and that's it, right? So anyway, so Danny has to talk to him, because my mentality is not getting across to him. So
that's weird. And I'm not saying that you should definitely hire me, but for me, the the my my the only time I like interacting with strangers is
hmm
when I know I don't have to care about their feelings,
oh
right?
yeah,
So like people
yeah,
come up,
Noted, Addison.
no,
Noted.
no, that does I'm
Oh,
people strangers. I said strangers. You heard strangers.
not sure that's what I heard.
I said strangers. Look it up. I unmuted my mic. It's on camera. You can see it on YouTube.
Sorry, I'm joking. Keep going.
When people come up to me at work and they hand me a green piece of paper, they have all the power. I have to do
right,
what they want. And that's,
yeah,
whatever. But when people come up to me with nothing in their hands and they're like, "So, can you tell me oh, thank you God. Thank you God." The office is right over there, sir. I don't have to give a shit.
that's funny. Yeah,
And I don't know, like I did this thing for Daddy a couple of years ago when they went to Bulgaria for the first time. I covered
yeah,
for him, and
okay,
there was a point when someone was upset because the electrical was off, and then I called the electrician. He came out and he fixed some stuff, and then at a
yeah,
certain point it was like they were arguing with each other through me, and I had this
right, right,
wonderful opportunity to just be like, "You guys figure this out yourselves."
right, right.
So I like that. I don't know how you feel about that, but mm, mm,
With him, I don't. I mean, again, this week it really has. I always worry that I'm going to be like I'm too worried about what people think, but this
right,
week, even Friday, the one kid that I have had last week, it's like, you know, I was asking myself, I'm like, well, what if this kid is like a troublemaker? Am I gonna kick out the only kid in my school? Like, I don't want to ruin my moral, objective of the school just because I need the money kind of thing. But anyway,
right,
so he got in trouble on Friday. And so I was like, oh man. And I was contemplating it. And I don't usually do the whole, I normally do the whole, if we're going to keep having this problem, buddy, then we're going to have to call your parents. But I didn't do it. I kept holding it off because I'm like, no, I can't do it. No, I need to. And I ended up, I was like, nope, this is how the school is. We're not going to be letting kids get away with anything. So I called the mom. I said, hey, just so you know, this is what's going on. And,
yeah,
if you could talk to him. And she responded just like amazingly. She was like, oh, he loves your school. Please, please. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. I'll make sure that he
oh,
is, doing whatever. And I'm like, okay, sweet. I'm so glad. And I'm so glad that,
yeah,
the power is on this side. I mean, in a sense of, I'm doing something that's helpful to the kid.
right. And
But then also yeah,
you're not just a school that he's going to that can be changed. You're
yeah,
something that his family wants to be a part of.
wants that to be a part of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're willing to
So,
work with him and with you to make it
yeah,
something that, oh, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So,
Okay, way to not bend your integrity at all either, though. Like,
Yeah,
because it's not just you're doing it for the actual all around benefit of this child too, because when we
well,
hold each other accountable, we're learning, right?
hmm and that's why, I mean, not even in the long term, let's say the midterm, the idea is that as soon as possible, I, the owner, will be removed from the decision making of being allowed to choose whether kids should stay or go. That job goes to the head of school, and
Oh
the head
yeah,
of school is the one who's designing the community based off of what my philosophy, what my mission statement is that I've given them. But then that way, I, the owner, who's looking to make a buck for the company, make sure the company stays afloat, am not influencing that decision. Because you look at Yucca School in the beginning and even AEA right now, it's like a lot of these kids that are, little shits and kind of toxic, or at least the parents are. I'm sorry, kids are clay that can be molded, so they might be little shits, but they can always be molded. It's their parents who keep molding them back into little shits every weekend. So anyway,
is it molding them, or is it just allowing them to just be?
It's molding them. People that are allowing them, you can see that with kids, because those kids, they want boundaries and they love coming to school on Monday. But the little shits, the ones I'm talking about, are ones where they come to school on Monday, but they don't want to be at school, and they want to do this, and they want to get in trouble.
They cause problems and hurt people, or whatever it is.
They're big problem. They're problem kids on Monday and Tuesday. Then by Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, they've sort of picked up their act and worked it out.
Right.
And they're good. And so those kids, those families are kind of toxic to a school, because the families don't think they're doing anything wrong, and they figure that if they throw enough money at their kids' problems, then it'll get resolved. So it's a very toxic thing, because then when other families see that, they think that they can get away with that kind of stuff too. And
wow, I mean, when you say it, it's so clear. I remember I had Charlie, Charlie Dunlap. I'm thinking about Sunset Lake. I don't know why.
Yeah, I got you.
He was crazy, but it was like, I made him my second in command, and he stepped up.
Right.
And then the second group of kids that I had when I was counseling, one of the first things this kid said to me was, "My mom's a lawyer, so you can't do anything to me."
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Toxic boundaries.
Oh yeah. And it spreads. It becomes a big problem, and it affects the whole. And so that's, and you saw that. I don't know exactly what goes down here in AEA, but people are always talking about how, like, there's this one family, and the two boys are little shits. And I taught the younger one for a year to just a year, no, 2 years. And it was exactly how I described. Monday, Tuesday, he was, the worst. But by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he was doing great. He was, getting in that, sort of whatever the molding was happening, however small amount. But then by the time next Monday came, you just saw that parents remolded him to be this shit. So anyway, it's just it has to be something that. And when I see that, I see what Yuka does, I'm sorry, she doesn't do that anymore, and what this school does, and I understand it, because if the parents are bribing them, or if they're just paying normal tuition, and it's a matter of well, we're losing them, so we're losing money, and so the customer's always right. Like, you can't run a school that way. So it has to be, there's a moral obligation to the school. So
imagine or picture the parent-teacher conferences that you'll have with a school with like-minded people. They don't all agree on the same issues. I like green, you like red, whatever that is. But when it comes to education, you all have the same track. And when you come to talk about your kids or their kids and their education, you all have that same mindset. Like, we want the best for them. We want them to be the best people they can be.
Well, and it's not even that, like, it's not even that trivial, because the more and more that I'm developing this school, the more I'm realizing education is a great tool, but we're leaning into changing the world. So the track is, we're all world changers. Parents, teachers, administrators, kids, all of us.
Yep.
Our goal is to change the world. So yeah, we want a better, future for the kid, and this education, but we are also saying, hey, parents, here's what we can do. I was just talking to Monica, who's the leader of A21 in Bulgaria, and she was like, when do I get to bring A21 in? And I'm like, as soon as we, like we want to do seminars for parents. We want to do seminars for kids. We want to do seminars. Like there's going to be paid things, obviously, but then there's these going to be free things for adults who just want to learn more, who want to be a part of this world changing. You don't have a kid, but you want to be a part of the world changing thing, but you got your own job. Great. Come on Wednesday night. We've got a seminar on, how to do your taxes, or something like that. Like we want to be a central place where when you're thinking, how can I change the world? The first thing you think of is come to our building and look for a pamphlet or something to see what's available for you, because there's going to be something for you. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's
A21 is that,
human trafficking thing.
yeah, that is, yeah. To have a direct connection from saving people from slavery and giving them a direct connection to literally a better life.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Anywho's it's. What? Oh, never mind. So, other than changing the world and saving children, what else has been going on? Abigail, what have you done this week?
Wow. Listen, you're gonna be my spokesperson, okay? Just really try and belittle anything else in the world. Like, yeah, you got a divorce? This is world changing, all right? Who the hell cares?
This is bigger than that. Grow up.
Grow up. Your grandpa died? Boo freaking who?
Oh, Thanos snapped the universe? Yeah, get over it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you're too funny. Oh, man.
I feel like I'm tired. I feel tired all the time.
Yeah, I understand that feeling.
There was a couple guys that came in to work this week. They were military. My boss came out and he was like, "We need to get this stuff fast. They're in a rush. They're new customers. We want to make them happy. So grab nice stuff." So not only am I rushed, I'm also digging through piles trying to get the nicest stuff.
Right.
And they want premium, which nowadays, you guys don't know this, but nowadays premium wood is basically less than premium. It's the shit that they sent us because they're like, we don't actually have premium, so just take this.
Gotcha.
And so I'm trying to find the nicest stuff I can for these guys as fast as I can. I'm rushing, and I get their stuff. I load it in their truck. They're happy, and the guy takes his truck and he parks it, and then he gets in his other guy's truck, and they leave. And they just all the stuff that I pulled for them sits in our parking lot for the rest of the fucking day.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I understand it.
Wow.
I worked my ass off.
And for what?
Exactly.
Oh my
word.
word.
So that they knew that I was fast, and I don't know if it was a test or what, but even my boss was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Right. Jeez. Oh, that's awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my story
All
of the
right.
week.
Okay, I will say this. I was a little, a little tired. So I thought I need to find something to, keep my energy up because the normal coffee wasn't doing it. I found this energy candy and
What?
it's
Sorry.
it's all in
That's not
Bulgarian,
healthy,
right?
dude.
Right.
No, it's all in Bulgarian. Okay. And I'm thinking it's Bulgaria. So it's not like they have unhealthy stuff, right?
Oh my
But
Lanta.
in the back, it says, in
Course.
Bulgarian, it says warning. And this is what I can read. Okay. I'm translating to you my understanding of what's on the package. All right. It says energy candy. Okay. On the back. Warning. Blah, 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 blah. Caffeine, blah, blah, 2 espresso. So my understanding is
Oh my gosh.
this energy is the level of 2 espressos. Like, be careful, right?
But you looked like you Googled it first, right? Or something.
No.
Oh,
it's
Andrew!
sold at stores, man. Okay, it's not gonna kill me or something like that. My mentality was, at least. Okay, so
I am disappointed.
No. Okay, sorry. And my understanding.
I would be
sorry,
too
Can I go back? I'm
do the
sorry.
same.
Let me clarify. What I understood is that 2 candies equals 1 espresso. 2 candies, 1 espresso.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
that's what I understood. So I ate 2 candies because I wanted some energy.
You are
So-
foolish.
Yes.
Eugene.
So
You could have
1
hurt
candy.
yourself.
Yeah, 1 candy does equal 2 espressos, and
So
not
at what-
just light espressos.
At what
Like,
point did you check your pulse and you're like, this is not good?
No, I ate those things, and then like an hour later, the kid shows up, and I'm like, "Hey, Sammy, how you doing? Come on, let's go. Let's do some acting. Let's do some stuff." And Ines is in the other room. She's like, "Oh, you seem a bit chipper," and I'm like, "I am. I'm really excited.
Let's
And
go
then
for a run!
At some point, I am like tapping, and the little 5-year-old boy is going, "Could you stop tapping?" Like he's the one annoyed. I'm like, "Oh, sure. No problem. I'm good. No problem."
I'm fine. How are you? Are you
okay? Because if you're not okay, then that's a problem. I mean, for me it is.
You look like you have to use the bathroom. Let's go.
Let's go. Zoom. Oh man. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I'm thinking about that Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah.
You've drunk too much coffee.
Yep. For me, the moment when I realized it was the candy, it was more of the over the hedge moment where the whole world like goes. That was the moment I felt. So like,
oh my word.
I'm like, "Yep, it's time to run home now."
That's terrifying.
Oh, it was amazing. If you think I threw any of that candy away, the answer is no way. I've got that stuff stored for a rainy day.
You don't buy more, but you don't waste it.
No way. If I'm feeling down, or when the open house comes, oh man, those parents, they are going to know.
I have a couple Adderall from a couple of years ago, like just for a rainy day. Like I'm not throwing it away.
Yeah. You got to hold on to that shit, man.
That's so funny.
Oh, you guys.
How did you both? How did I?
Both?
What did I?
What are you talking about, bro?
What's up, bro?
Did I get a special card?
No.
No, Andrew took 2 from you.
Oh, fuck you, Andrew. Sorry, I just saw it. I'm sorry. Oop. Oh, I'm sorry. Ah.
Sorry for what? This sorry asshole thinks he can get away with shit just because he's saving the children in the world.
Apparently so. I mean, I'm
you're
still losing, but I got all the cards.
The upside is I no longer have to go for blue. So.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. It's a win-win.
Shut up, Andrew! I'm not talking to you!
Sorry.
Yeah, see? There is an upside.
There's an
As he's
upside
flipping
to everything,
up.
guys.
At the top of my middle finger, that's the upside.
I
That
don't
really
understand.
sucked.
You know, it does. It
I'm-
does suck. It sucks
Andrew,
that I got to
shut
take
up.
another one, right?
How did
Like,
you
I
get
can't.
2?
The question is, how did I get 3?
No,
right?
no. I know how you got the third one. How did you get 2 in one round?
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't.
that's
I
why.
got one the round before. I
Oh!
just didn't pay attention
Oh, I
to that.
see. Let's distract everybody with a funny caffeine story while I steal your points.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Fuck you.
Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve
Why do
that
we
one.
play games with him?
I
Please, someone
don't
remind me.
I don't know either, man. I honestly don't.
I have no comeback. I never don't
You
have
don't
a
have
comeback.
any cards.
I
thought
always
you
have
were
a
about to
comeback.
win.
No, you shut up, Andrew! How do I
Okay.
mute you? How do I mute you?
How do-
How do I do this?
I don't know.
Hold
I
on.
don't know, man.
I'm flustered.
It's give it a second. It's coming. Mute.
Don't you
Take that one.
I really lost,
Okay.
like, really badly at this game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay. No, I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. You just didn't want
Not
me
you,
to
with you
end
taking
the
that
game.
card. Abigail, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
For what?
She's funny.
Never mind.
She doesn't even care.
Can I take 2 of these? No. I don't care. Just
Do your magic. Do your magic.
I'm gonna lose anyways. It doesn't matter.
Smoke
Do
bomb.
it. Do it anyway.
You can't.
You can play that one thing.
You know what I hate the most, Andrew?
What's that?
Is I've done all this. I've strategized everything.
Oh, yeah.
Even after you messed me up, I'm still gonna lose. Ah!
I'm gonna have to call you guys back real quick, but it's not
I hate
because
you
of this.
so much.
Okay, somebody's calling me. Hold on. I'll be right
Wait,
back.
he's serious. I
Yeah,
thought
I
he
am.
was.
Hold on a second.
That
Oh!
was bad timing. Bad timing. I say we just delete him from the group. That's what we do.
I mean, what are our options? To sit in humility as he tramples. Okay, he's still playing.
So good.
No.
This is your last.
No. Is it enough though? I thought 17 was the number.
Good job. That was good.
Yeah, but I thought 17 was the number.
Oh, I don't know.
Who won?
I just...
Hang on.
Oh.
I'm not going to swear until he gets back in the call. Okay? I'm not going to
Okay.
swear. I promise. But when he gets back in the call, I'm going to swear.
You should definitely Snapchat this, whatever they call that. I call it Snapchat. I know that's not the word.
I don't know. TikTok?
No.
Oh,
Take a
Instagram?
picture of it. Screenshot. When I say Snapchat, I mean screenshot. Snapchat.
And I'm actually so old, when I say screenshot, I mean actually take a picture of the screenshot. Yeah.
I understand that. That was a good game. Other than Andrew blindsiding everyone, but
Holy cow. Like I was watching both of you the whole time up until that story. And I thought I was owning it. I legit
thought you were too. Sorry, being honest.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, Addison got, but you did. You ended up winning.
I did, but I thought I was gonna destroy you guys. Andrew, I was watching him. He was making stupid moves. He was getting one of everything. I don't even know why anyone was going for green.
Oh. Because green is...
Yeah, but there was
normally green and blue are hard to come by.
Okay, I guess I get that. I was looking at the bonus cards, and one of them was green. The rest of them had blue, white, and black. So I was like, blue, white, and black. That's what I'm going for. Get those bonus cards. Get that win.
That's why I was going for green, was to get that bonus card, the green one.
Okay.
But I wasn't obviously thinking or looking at anyone else's. I was just doing my own thing as I normally do.
And that's kind of why I like this game too, because you.
Okay.
Fuck you, Andrew.
Why?
Sorry.
Didn't you win?
Yeah, I know. That was because I won. It was a taunt.
Oh, gotcha.
Steal all our cards, and I still beat you.
Yeah, I just started a new game, but I didn't know if you guys wanted to play this one again or a different one.
You were just going to say, and I didn't invite you to it.
Oh, yeah.
I have new friends I'm playing with now.
Yeah. Sorry. They really like me a lot better.
No,
They'd let me win.
I'm sorry. I was holding on to stuff from the last game, and that's the last game.
I don't care. I should have said fuck you because that was supposed to be my win, and by some kind of technicality, which I tried to read through it, but
I didn't get that either. I had the same amount of points as you.
Yeah,
but then you both just apologized after swearing to each other. I don't know what the hell is happening, but that was super weird and great.
What? No, this is how real brothers act.
Yeah, Abigail. Okay.
You taunt each other, you say fuck you to each other, and then you come back and you apologize.
Hug, and then done. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
and you do it
not
that
just
fast.
even brothers.
You don't
boys,
wait for months.
Okay? This is boys
what
versus
is
girls.
happening?
I say this over and over again, okay? I'm telling this to the third graders. I'm like, boys, they punch each other, then they hug, done. All right? Girls, they don't do that. And then they whisper at each other, you're not invited to my birthday party. And for months, this drama just goes on. It's like, oh my God.
Seriously. The number of times I've heard a conversation akin to, I'm sorry I punched you. I know, but like, that was a good punch, dude. Like, that's a guy conversation. And girls will be like, that's a nice skirt.
Ooh.
Did you get that at a garage sale?
See, I don't even do it right.
Yeah. They do it more like, did you get that at a Ross or whatever the sign, the wrong places to shop are, right?
Looks like you dress for less.
I'm sorry, that was actually pretty good. I've never heard that one before.
Abigail, as a psychological test, next time one of your friends and you get into it, I want you to just punch them in the face and then be like, all right, are we cool, bro? And just see like how that plays out. Like,
right.
If that is it. Right?
I feel like that would be a hot no-go.
You just and then you go, now you hit me.
Now you hit me, and then we end. We're done. We're finished. No more angry.
If she doesn't scream at you, she's a good friend.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Oh man.
I hate going first.
Me too. That is how I lost last game.
What do you mean lost? Excuse me?
I lost. Excuse me. Excuse you.
Abigail, do you have anything to say?
What? Yay, we're playing again. I'm so excited.
Not where I was going with that, but okay.
I feel like she's not even trying.
Are you listening?
It's me.
Wait, what were we talking about?
This is bringing me back to those days when we were in our own world. She just never knew how to be a part of it.
Abigail, there are literal explosions happening behind you. How do you not know what's going on?
And when she pops in, she's like, is the pony here? Like, no. Abigail, jeez.
But what if my friend and I came up and we were like, let's just have a picnic? Abigail, no,
the booty is coming right now to kill us all. Okay, all of us.
Lammy and Shamu are flying overhead, dropping bombs. What are you,
bitch?
We cannot.
Where is Lammy and Shamu? Why do I not have Lammy and Shamu? I have half my team here, and the other half is in America. It sucks. I got Baby Blue Bear. I've got where is Tiggy? Tiggy right there, and I got Baby Kitty. But Mama Cat. and Shamu and Lammy, where are they? Where are they? Okay.
We have them hostage so that you'll still
Yeah,
come home once in a while.
You are cruel people. You know that? Cruel.
I don't think I have any of them. Brown Bear, Daddy Bear.
I'm sure
I
they're
bet they're
holding
in
him hostage
storage,
too.
though.
Yeah. Jeez.
Tigger. I miss Tigger.
Oh, he was amazing.
T-I-double-G-R.
You guys are so cute.
Abigail, you don't even know. There was nothing cute about that. All right.
Yeah, that's like
we
saying
had
the TV show South Park was cute. No,
exactly
these people, these real people, went on epic adventures.
epic adventures, and some of them
Hey,
even got hurt from them. You can tell because my Tiggy, not Tiggy. I can't remember what was his name. What was my
Tiger.
Tiger? Tiger has a rip in his neck still from the time that the booty almost killed him. So
Daddy
if
Bear
you
lost
think
his heart.
it's right, if you think it's cute, Abigail, you're dead wrong. Mama Cat, her eye is all fucked up. Okay, that was a messed up, day.
hey, why don't you guys...
Shamu will fucking kill you.
Oh yeah,
Guys.
oh yeah. You don't mess with them.
Guys,
Sorry.
What?
why don't you write these stories into lessons or something?
Because
for
then
kids?
people like you would ruin them, Abigail. That's what would happen. We would be like, and then the cat would, and then some teacher would be like, you should be more appropriate and not say, and then they got fucked up. And you would be like, what? What? You're ruining the story? Is that
Please
what you're
didn't
doing?
use that language when you were children.
Or even worse, you have some kid
Or-
come up and be like, that story's dumb. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I will. You're dumb.
Or even worse, something like, there's a game like Roblox 5.0 and you stole the idea from them. That would just, I'd lose it. I already did a little bit because when I told the Adventures of Atticus story this year, some of the kids were like, you're stealing the idea from X-Men. I'm like, no. I invented this before X-Men came out. They stole it from me, okay?
I'm sorry, but you basically you all have stolen the story from the Book of the Dead, or the Jesus story, right? Or the Quran. Like these stories have existed for hundreds of thousands of years. Like,
stop it. Okay, look, yes, in the sense that the Matrix stole, that story from the Bible. Then yes, the Adventures of Atticus was stolen. Good versus evil, blah blah blah. But I don't remember anywhere in the Bible Jesus taking metal and blasting it in order to get his revenge. Okay, I don't remember that. I'm just saying. Okay, that was a creative piece. Curtain? Which one?
When he split the curtain.
When did I split the curtain?
Not you,
in my
Jesus.
Story? No, I know, but when.
He's wondering how that correlates with his story.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're talking about Atticus splitting metal.
Not splitting metal. Dude, have you even listened to the Atticus story?
Do you guys know how to talk and play a game? Oh my Lanta.
I'm already done, Abigail. Sheesh.
That took you forever.
It took me 27 seconds.
Yeah, Andrew, why are you taking so long?
Addison did take about 2 minutes and 25 seconds last time. So
I got 5 seconds for my next turn.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Jeez.
Sorry, keep going.
No, not. Why would you say that, Abigail? It's his turn now.
No,
why at that moment would you be like, go?
I must have missed something in what you were saying. I thought you were saying, when did Jesus ever split metal?
Oh, not split. Like at one of Atticus's epic moments is, he remembers that when molecules get crushed together, then it can create an explosive thing. And so he took a bunch of metal, created a spherical metal ball and crushed it together. And even though it started heating up and it was burning his mind and it was going to kill him, he knew that if he let it go right then the girls would die. So he was trying to get them, go back to the city. He's burning up, but he has to make sure that before he lets the explosion out, they get back to the city. And they get back, and then he lets it go. Boom! And the Gondralians dead. I don't remember that Bible story being somewhere. I mean, maybe
No,
close to Noah and the
but
ark, but
I would say a pretty epic moment was when Jesus kind of made the most holy place a place for everybody and not just for the high priest, right? When he split the there was that
oh no,
curtain.
I'm not belittling the stories at all, right? I
No,
do agree with that for
I know.
sure.
I'm trying to
Okay.
find a story that relates to that. That's actually the when you said it, that's a pretty epic moment. And I can
Okay.
only be like, well, he died on the cross, but I'm actually trying because
I've seen better.
I've seen better.
Better.
No, but I remember
Jeez.
when I was in Walla Walla, we were learning about when he entered into the most holy place, he split the curtain that separated
Right,
but the curtain
right.
was like 3 feet thick. So it wasn't just like splitting a rug, it was like
Right.
splitting this massive thing.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Wasn't that when Jesus died?
No.
It was
Oh, no.
it was a reference to that when he did it, but yeah,
Yeah,
this was an earlier thing.
right. Before he died.
No, I can't focus. I'm talking about Jesus.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing, right?
I don't know. Splendor, Jesus.
Um,
Splendor, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus.
I will say
That's
this,
what
and
he
I
said.
mean, honestly, the Adventures of Atticus was a story that was gifted to me, right? Like, I don't claim that I was a great storyteller when I was 10 years old, because I don't think I was. I just listened to music, and then I had these stories going on in my head, and then they just sort of came. So, like, the end of the second story of the second book is totally a biblical ripoff for sure. And I didn't even see it coming, because in my mind, I thought, okay, end of the second book, Atticus is what, 460 years old. He's been this
Mm-hmm.
great, guy for
Mm-hmm.
ages in the mind of whatever, in the worlds that I built, for him. So then at the end of the second book, he's gonna die. Like, he's gonna finally make that sacrifice to save humanity,
But
and
like
he's gonna
really
die.
die because he died in the first book, right?
He died in the first book like three
Well,
times, and then we
yeah.
figured out that, unless he gets hit in the heart, he doesn't die. So yeah, really die. And so I was ready for that, and I was listening to these different songs, and then this one song came, which I was sure was him. He was going to die, and the super uber bad guy hits him, and he steals all his powers, and I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, this is the part where he dies, but then it's like he doesn't die, and because the uber bad guy steals powers, what Atticus actually ended up doing in that song was enable this uber bad guy to be even more uber bad. And so I was like so confused. I'm like, crap, I don't know how he's gonna, like, how at this point this uber bad guy is gonna win. Like, I feel
Right.
like
You
I've been
have
backed
to
into it,
let
and I don't
Atticus
know what to
go.
do. Like, well, and the other thing is that this bad guy, he made it a point throughout the whole invasion of humanity that he never ever killed the most powerful. He let them stand by and watch as he destroyed the weaker people that they were supposed to protect. And then, it was just sort of this sort of poke at these strong, mighty people to say, you're not strong enough to protect the people that you're supposed to protect, right? So
Right.
after this uber bad guy whacks Atticus and steals his power, Atticus is left alive too. So I mean, it's not even like he sacrificed himself
Right.
for anything. He's still alive and everything. And I'm like, I have no idea how this story's gonna end. And then I hear this song, and I still remember, like, I'm driving home to the townhouse in Bellevue when I hear the song come on, and I know this is the song, right? Like, this is the song, and this is where Atticus's daughter comes out, and she has a power too, but her power is that she has like a beam of light that hurts evil. But if she uses her light, she's using her life force, like she's using her actual life force. And she goes out and she sacrifices herself and destroys all of these bad guys. And so in that moment, like, I did not see that coming. I was expecting Atticus to die, not, his daughter. And so when she did that, like, I'm in traffic, like full on sobbing because
Oh.
I did not expect this. And I'm just like, no, Isabel, no. And just like, okay, well, this must be a good story, because if the author is like able to get that emotionally involved or surprised or whatever, then it's going to be good for whoever's listening. So anyway,
Right.
yeah. So
That's okay.
spoiler alert.
That's how I see all good ideas or good jokes or music. I see it as like there are waves in the universe, and there are waves of humor or of music or of art, and some people get hit with them just right. Like when I tell a joke, you guys laugh and I feel great, but deep down I know I didn't come up with that joke. I was hit with that joke. It came into my mind and I said it. It was
Right,
given to me. It was a gift.
right,
And I'm
right,
a chalice that's giving that gift to somebody else.
right.
So
Yeah.
I
No,
love that when you're like crying because of your own story that other people are like, you're a genius. I'm like, well,
right. Not really. Not really. I'll tell you what.
you're a
And
great chalice,
but
man.
well, and I mean, it's why, okay, I guess you could write The Adventures of Atticus and make money from it, but it's like,
Sure.
the reason why you are a hilarious person, but you're not making money the way that Kevin Hart is because it comes in such a natural flow of waves that you can't, you know, maybe you could direct it, but it's not like, the thing that you're going to say in the next 5 minutes that makes Abigail and I laugh is something that just happens to come because of the flow of the conversation, the flow of whatever, right? It's something.
Right.
And so then it's just sort of like you're at the mercy of that. And, when you're on stage hoping that that wave's going to hit you, it might not actually, hit you. And so that's the trouble with that then,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, that's the scary part of putting yourself out there, like,
yeah,
or going on stage and improving. Like,
right.
you, I don't know. I use waves, but it's like I think there's a ton of waves. I think there's a ton of art, especially like Daddy. I think that he's hit with art all the time, but he's denied it for so long that he's not really in tune with it.
I
Right,
agree with
right.
that actually completely. And
Yeah.
I've said that to him too, several times.
I mean, you can only say it
Yeah.
to him so many times. Hey, Mama, you're
I
really good at
know.
taking photos. You should do this for a living, right?
You know.
Hey,
Uh,
Andrew, you're really good at teaching. You should try and change the world. Boom!
Yeah, but
Nailed it.
I've been doing that, man.
That's the difference between
People,
walking out whatever gift or whatever talent, you can call it God or the universe, whatever it is. God, I like to call it God.
yeah, me too.
You're
ditto.
walking
But
it out.
it's true. It's true. And like even now, I mean, today's been an iffy day. Like I'm go through waves of being super excited and freaking out or being upset. There was
For
one
sure.
day, Tuesday, I was so upset because I saw this um, thingy-mabobber, this these Instagram posts of all my friends in Bulgaria, everyone I know. It feels like, and they're at the Greek Sea, which is called the Mediterranean. They're at the Mediterranean. They're at the Black Sea. They're all relaxing and having fun, and I am just totally pissed off. And I'm like, God, all I want to do, like all I want to do in life, is to sit at the beach. That's it. Why are you making me do this? Like I'm really upset, because it it seems cool to start this thing, and I know that, it's going to be a great story when people say, oh yeah, he had a dream for 15 years and blah, blah, blah. And I don't care about that. I mean, yes, okay, I had a dream for 15 years and that, but I really, for the energy that I'm spending, I would rather be on the beach, right? That's what I would prefer. So, so so then I'm frustrated, I'm upset, and I'm like, why? Why do I have to do this? Why are you making me do this? And at the end of that day, I ended up getting a message from a friend who was saying, that she thought that God said that she saw a vision of me and I was a warrior with a sword and like this kind of stuff. And it's like, and then I'm thinking like, how many warriors, I mean, current or past day warriors, are in the midst of battle going, damn, I love my job. Like, I don't think there's many warriors out there who are like, I love risking my life. This is great. I got to do this more often.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, so yeah, as a warrior, I'm maybe I don't like, this job, but I'm not doing it because it's something I like to do or because it's fun or whatever. I'm doing it because I'm a warrior and I'm fighting for for God, for a better world.
I always think about the woman in the lighthouse. She's there every day. She lives there. She makes sure it's lit every day. She never travels. She never goes anywhere. If she sees somebody, it's because they visit her. And when asked why, it's because I have to.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because you have all these movies and all these stories that are like, you there's more to your life. You need to find yourself. Maybe you just
Right.
need to be where you're at and accept it. And if something else comes along, great. But shit, I feel like a failure driving a forklift every day. But then I have these
See,
moments where I help somebody and they're so thankful
yeah.
for wood.
See, and there's two sides to that too, because it depends on who you're talking to, but you've got two different things going on, which is why life is not just super easy, I guess. But the one is, I don't want to step out and do something new. So it was very comfortable, especially in Bulgaria, for me to be a teacher here, and that's it, because they pay very well. If I can, just be going to America one time a year, then I'm living large here. Like I'm living a very good life. And so stepping out was not the safe choice. It was definitely the scary choice, right? So you know, so when that moment comes where that's what you got to do, even though you don't want to do it, then you got to be able to step out. But then also, it was 15 years, because I remember when I first got that word from God in YWAM, that I was going to start schools. In my mind, I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'm going to go to Guatemala, work at this weird place called Bellevue Children's Academy for, a few months, and then start my schools. Like I'm going to Brazil, starting schools. Like that was the thing. And so then having to not do that for 8 years was like horrible, because you're just like, when will my real life start? And so yeah, there's both of those moments where one of them is you're going to have to be stuck in the mundane for a little bit. And you know what? In the mundane, there's going to be people who need you, and you have to be that person. And then there's other moments where you're not going to, where you're going to be stuck in the anti, holy shit, what am I even doing? Non-domain, mundane, and you got to be willing to say, all right, I don't have any idea how this shit's gonna work, but I am gonna do it anyway. So
This is the crazy thing is you got around me anyway. You have all these people that want more for their lives than what they have, but
yeah,
they're so bored. They're so I just don't want to be here
yeah,
that you look at them. How can you like? Okay, I'll drop you in the jungle of Venezuela.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're so
Did you
bored
take 2
here.
cards?
I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
She was just freaking out. That's all.
You're so bored. Are you okay, Abigail? You're so bored.
I'm so angry right now, but it's good. I'll be fine. Keep going. Sorry. Like, come on.
Jeez.
Jeez, I'm so freaking
good
close.
boy.
I'm pissed. Okay, keep going.
Wow.
You're gonna hate me now.
Anyway.
Shit. Excuse me?
Shit is right. Yeah.
What the? Andrew!
What? I don't.
What
What?
just happened?
What? Did I take the one you wanted? Because
No,
I feel like.
you took the 2. Ooh, I wanted.
Oh, the cards. You mean? I mean the
Bonuses.
the weird square things. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The ones that everyone's going for.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's on you guys. You should not go after them.
Ming, 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 ming.
I just think the word loser has been thrown around a couple times. Oh, I think I'm gonna win.
I think I'm gonna win this time.
I hate this game.
I think you're really good, Andrew.
Celebrate good time.
All right, we're
Come
recording
on.
I came in second!
Yeah, Abigail.
Woo!
I gotta
You
post,
killed it, girl.
I gotta post that
Hey, we
win
should-
that I had earlier.
Okay, this
You
is a
post
win
that
for
one
me, though.
for like 45 seconds. Then
Wait.
you put this one on for like 0.5 seconds at the end.
Okay, Abby, I clicked out. Take a picture of it and send it to me.
Of this one?
I clicked out to meme on my stream, but yeah, I want to see the scores.
Oh.
I didn't even look at them. I clicked so fast because Andrew, what an asshole!
What an asshole. Oh, jeez.
That's so funny.
That is. Oh my goodness, man.
I liked keeping scores of who won and who lost. I know that I didn't do very good, but we should pick a game, maybe a couple games, and just
Do that again?
not even like for a year, just like forever, just and then you'll like send it to me and I'll pull it up during the stream so people can be like, holy shit, you think you're good? That's your second win, bro.
Look at this. Third quarter, 2001. Here we have you losing epically. That was 7 years ago, dude. No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you beat us all, yeah? You're king of the world. Let me pull up August of 2021.
3-day losing streak. Can you imagine that? Oh, you're right. That would be fun.
Full-on third quarter loss for you, bud.
Oh, jeez.
That was a good game.
It was a good game.
Oh man. I've been so this last couple days.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be intentional about cleaning my room because I keep having spiders drop from my ceiling near my bed.
Nice.
And I don't do well with that. And I'm like, what the actual heck? So I decided to start cleaning. Now you cannot tell that I've been cleaning because it looks like a tornado has gone through here.
Nice.
But it's really like the details, like some of the drawers I've cleaned out.
Yeah.
And
when she says you can't tell, it looks like she's been cleaning. That means for normal people. For me and you, we've cleaned with Mama before, so we know what it looks like.
I'll take a picture and show you how
pile of
hellish
everything you own in the middle of the room, and then you're picking shit out and finding spots for it.
Oh, so all of the teacher stuff that I owned for like 2 days was in this apartment, so there was like stacks of shit everywhere. And even now, with the 2 rooms filled up full of stuff, I still have more stuff I need to bring over there. But now that the place has been relatively emptied out, and since I know that the weeks are going to sort of fly by, I have been trying to organize the place so that when the parents come over, then they'll have a sort of space where they can call their own. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun.
It's fun. I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Oh, Abigail, that is clean. That
You're
is clean
joking.
as shit, man.
All
That's nothing.
I think you're lying.
Look
Abigail.
at the floor. You can see the floor,
No,
right?
for sure.
It's-
Yeah. But the
No.
pain
Guys.
I feel your pain with those storage boxes. I'm using those. I used those as a desk for a year.
Oh, I've totally used them. Yep. Okay, but it's awful.
I know.
Like,
I'm joking. I understand.
When was the last
see.
time you vacuumed?
well, I have the vacuum in the room, but probably like 2 weeks ago or 3.
Oh, dang, girl. It is a little messy.
Yeah, it's just awful. It's
Yeah.
awful because it's too much
Terrible.
stuff. No, it's too much stuff. You should have seen me the first day, right? I get up and my first thought is, let's start cleaning the room. I'm like, God, that was a bad choice. I just started off with a bad choice because I didn't realize my anxiety level had kind of peaked and Mama started talking to me about plans and I was not nice.
Oh,
So I had to go and fix that. And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, I'm really sorry. My anxiety got the better of me. It doesn't matter. It wasn't okay. Like,
Right.
it's like crap. But it's just, it's having too much stuff. That's what it comes down to. And yeah.
Not knowing what to get rid of.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Abigail, because you're, around the age that I was when I got rid of a bunch of stuff. Here's how you do it.
Okay.
Move to another country.
Well,
That's
I
it.
do. So this was my
And,
thinking. Like,
sorry, and have a little sibling that you give a bunch of shit to, okay? That's
By the way,
also what I
thank you.
did. So,
Thank
yep,
you.
no problem. No
I
problem.
will say though, like your nicest fan that I took.
Yeah.
There was a broom. I finally got rid of that thing because I was like, don't use it, don't want it. We put it in the garage, and it's actually really nice.
Okay, cool.
Super nice fan that you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I had to move it somewhere, right? I couldn't keep it in my room one year for the winter.
Yeah.
And then Mama decided that it's hers now. So it's not technically mine anymore. And it's so nice. Like, it's the nicest fan. So I got to steal it back.
Yeah, but didn't they do that with his car too?
What?
I mean,
didn't they do that with his car too? Just at some point, they're like, "It's our car. What are you talking about?"
Well, they have to finish paying for it.
That's what, and I don't think that it's fine. Actually, no, it's fine because they've started giving me a little bit of money now that I'm not, employed. I mean, I'm self-employed, but.
Oh, I got to transfer money.
No,
I transferred money to you.
That's not why they're not giving you money. They're giving you money because you keep saying, "I might not come home for Christmas."
And
can Addison and I start saying that and get money?
What, you live at home, so
Addison, let's try it.
You have to move out first.
This year.
Yeah.
I got a stream on Christmas. I have a special Christmas stream, unless you give me
$50,000. You build a little cabin right across the front yard, okay? And then you're like, I don't know if I can come home for Christmas. I'm sorry, things are really booked here.
My car's jacked up. There's snow in the driveway.
I don't know. 50,000? Yeah, I think
just
I
send you some
there.
gas money, dear. And that's Daddy saying.
No. Sorry, we're making fun of you, Andrew. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm okay with it as long as the 50,000 ends up in my account in a couple weeks. I'm okay with that making fun of thing.
I love that you're trying to start a new business and you're sacrificing all of your time for it. And Mama's still like, "No, he's coming home for Christmas." No, yeah, he has no choice.
I love that they're being so generous to also support
Seriously, I do love that.
And then also they just desire to be with you. I mean, it's like they care about you. I don't know.
It's almost like they care.
I don't know. Like,
It
there's too many
is.
people that just have shitty parents, and then we have ours that I don't
And
know.
I
They
hope
give
that
us
those
everything.
wonderful, caring parents, if they see that I absolutely need to stay here for Christmas, would understand it.
No, dude, you
I just
don't come. I need you here. I'm
no,
sorry.
and
I know. No, don't get me wrong, okay?
Sorry.
If it's only a matter of money, then I will guilt you guys. You'll make a
oh,
fund
Oh,
and
we'll
I
cover
you'll
it
won't.
get
for
me
sure.
home, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
I'm
It's not
more
about that.
worried of not that, more of the
Yeah.
time thing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Like you have a
that's
once in
That's
a lifetime opportunity to build your school up to a point that actually propels it forward. I Yeah, but
okay.
my mom
Fine.
wants me to come home
Fine.
for Christmas, so
it's going to be a hard sell to the community I'm trying to build. It's like, you
but
know,
teacher Faber, we need you. Sorry, my mom wants me to come home.
it's not even the
Okay.
kids anymore. I mean, I've been upgraded to like the person who called me, Danny, just called me, which is why I had to hang up real quick. But he's like asking about stuff, and I'm like, look, man, I'm playing games with my brother and sister right now. And he's like, okay, when you're done, call me. I'm like, and it's because he cares. It's not because he's like, look, I need money from you or some shit like that,
Yeah,
right? He cares about this thing and he
you're not a
wants
golden
to,
goose that he's just
yeah,
milking.
yeah. So, I mean, so then I feel bad because it's like, dude, just chill. Like that's what I want to say, but I can't because it's the vision, right? And you can't not
Right.
do that. So you know, when you got a bunch of people and it's like, well, around Christmas time we're gonna have to do this or that, and then I'm like, sorry guys, can't do it. I'm going home. Like that would be a really hard sell to that community if that was a crucial time, you know?
Right.
But this is what's beautiful about the time that we live in is you have this beautiful opportunity, this and I like to use William Wallace as this like person who sacrificed everything to
Okay.
change the world,
Okay.
and then he lost his mind. But
Gotcha.
you don't have to sacrifice time with your family. You have to sacrifice being around your family, but you don't have to
Right.
sacrifice being with us for an extra 30 minutes. Like
Right.
we'll let
Right.
you
Right.
go and talk to Danny and you can cover your stuff the rest of the evening. Like,
Right. Right.
but you also
Well,
get to
and
spend time.
honestly,
I love that.
too, I mean, and it is, you know, it is great now that the COVID thing is becoming less of a thing
Yeah.
for, you know, for you guys to be coming over here too. I mean, and I mean, I'm not trying to guilt you at all that you're not coming this summer. But I mean,
No, but we
I don't
will
know which of you, I mean,
next summer.
no, but yeah, next summer. And some of you maybe, or even moving here for a little bit, short time, maybe to work, you know, at Change the World Schools. And I mean, so then yeah, okay. In the short term, in the next six to 8 months, okay, it might suck if I can't make it home for Christmas. That's going to be the first Christmas in 37, 36 years that I've ever skipped, you know. So that part would really suck, of course. But, you know, it's like, you know, with this school, it's not going to drive a wedge between family and not seeing them. And if anything, it's going to,
Yeah.
you know, people are going to be here more. I'll be over there to maybe, you know, to you know, be looking at maybe creating an expansion of the school sooner than I thought. I'm
Absolutely.
not sure yet, but you know, like this this stuff's going down, you know.
It's
Right.
So
important.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's literally. It's not just. It's not just about you. Like that's
it,
what it comes down to. Like this is not just about you, and
it's not
trying to
about me
make
at all. I mean, if it was
right.
about me, I'd quit and I'd go back to being a teacher and being at the Black Sea right now. That's what I would be doing. So
Buying new
That's what
computers
I
every
mean.
single year.
Like
shit, that was so much fun. I love that. It wasn't every single year, Addison. It was every 6 months. Every 6 months, I got a new
Fuck
computer.
you.
Oh, I loved that life, man. Oh, and my phone got a new phone every year. I was telling the kids, like the kids, but not the ones at AEA before I left. I was telling them
yeah.
about this, and they're like, "Why would you do that? That's such a waste of money." I'm like, "Yeah, and your parents drive a Lamborghini, okay? We all spend money on stuff we don't need, all right? So you know what? Get off my
Honestly.
nuts." So,
like, you don't even know anything. Don't.
You don't know. That Lamborghini loses the money. My computers make money, okay? Whatever. It's fine.
It's
I
true.
don't care. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Who's moving to Bulgaria now?
Well, you are, and maybe Abigail.
Okay.
Alakai, I'm putting in last place as far as probabilities of siblings showing up here. Just because
dude's joining the army soon.
Yeah, he changes his mind about stuff like every 40 seconds. So really, I put him in the category of Kenzie, okay? Because I believe Kenzie was moving to Europe and then California. I have no idea where she's at now, but I mean, like, I put those two in a category by themselves. Like, okay,
like
all right, where are you going?
He's literally
next?
got the best and the worst of both of us. Like,
right.
No,
and the cool thing is that you know that in 5 to 10 years, depending on how fast he matures compared to us, he's gonna do great things, right? But in this moment, it is definitely like, oh, you're gonna go to Argentina? That's nice. Mail me a postcard when you get there. Like, I mean, I really, Like,
the frustrating part of it, though, is like, even like money-wise, Addison and I talk about stuff, and I'm like, if he would just start saving this amount every month, which is nothing, I'm like, by the time he's our age, he could have a down payment on a house, where Addison and I are just like,
he could easily put away $200 a month.
And he won't.
And I know I could too, but I have addictions, okay? So
I know. But
honestly,
if
he has none.
And not even and and it's not even putting 200 away. I'm sorry. It's investing 200. And if you don't want to go into the crypto, then go into the S&P, but just investing because S&P, it's
we can come back to it.
S&P.
Yes, fine. Basically, you earn 10% every year.
Pick 5 YouTubers that do this crypto stuff, and at least half of them will give you good info. So
I'm saying, like, if you don't want to do crypto, then you can do stocks, and the safest stocks are index funds, which is like a group of 500 companies. So S&P is the safest. It gets you 10% returned every year, roughly.
Did you talk to Mom and Daddy about that? Because they were looking to do investment.
Oh, nice. They should. I should talk to them.
Tell them to sell Twitter. Sell Twitter.
They don't own Twitter. You have to. Okay.
No, bet against Twitter. I don't know how it works.
There you go. Short Twitter. That's what you meant.
How does that even work? Are you like? Are you just throwing money at the building like, fuck you, Twitter?
Jeez. Every time you ask this question, I try to explain it. It takes so long for me to figure it out myself, and then I forget, okay? So
don't worry about it. I'll ask you the day I invest in stocks. I'll be like, what was shorting again? We can have a 3-hour conversation, figure it out.
It's basically betting against the company, and if you're right and the company goes down, you make money. That's it. That's the short story of the whole thing. So
you're buying anti-stocks? Can I get some anti-Twitter?
Actually, that's a very accurate way of describing it.
Seriously?
Yes, that's very, very accurate. And if the stocks go up, your anti-stocks go down. So as long as the company thrives, you are losing out. But if the company fails, then you make huge amounts of money. So there you go.
That seems like it's almost cursing.
Oh, it's mean. It's absolutely mean. So I told Addison the story about the AMC during COVID. AMC, movie. Yeah, they were going down, and all these conglomerates, these really wealthy people that knew what they were doing, they totally shorted AMC so that they knew that they were going to go out and they were going to make a ton of money. And then these apes, so people who are like you and me, the really rich, call us apes. They call us dumb, stupid money. That's literally what it's called. We're called stupid money.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
And the only reason we're stupid The only reason we're stupid is because they get the information before us. All right, so fuck them.
Actually,
Okay.
it's just because.
So,
Sorry.
you don't have to be offended by it, Addison. It's cool.
I'm sorry.
All right. So anyway, so a bunch of apes heard about AMC going under, and all these American apes are like, we don't want this American icon company to go under. So everyone bought shares in AMC. And if you look at the stock prices over the years, you can see this giant spike in 2020 where the value of AMC shot way up because of apes. And then the whole meme was don't sell. No matter what, you're just buying. You keep buying and you hold on. And so then we were just holding on, and then these giant rich conglomerates, like $1 billion hedge funds, went under. They lost everything because they had bet against the AMC company, and then they lost their bet basically because of the dumb apes. And so that was a huge win for us. But it was. It was just it's betting against companies, and I think it's really mean. You can do it with anything. You can bet against Bitcoin and things like that. And so it's fine. It's a way to make money, but you are definitely hoping for the downfall of a certain company. So
I guess if it's not a company like that has good moral standing or whatever for people in general.
Companies don't have morals.
Abigail, you were a sweetheart. You know that? People who do this, they don't care about the moral so much. They're more like, this company is based in Russia, and Russia just lost all of its, partners around the world. So we're going to bet against them, not because of their moral standings, but because they just aren't going to make it, when they're stuck in only their own country kind of thing.
It's a Ukrainian company, and Russia's about to take them over. So
something like that. Yeah. I mean, anything. Twitter even,
care.
like when Elon Musk was talking about buying it and stuff like that, and then he wasn't, and like people play that game. They're not necessarily hoping for the downfall, but they'll maybe short it for a little bit and then take their money, and then they'll bet for the company. They'll put their money in the stocks, because they're all about making money. They have no moral dilemmas. I mean, people like, well, for example, you and me, I'm going to bet money on companies that that I feel like have a good moral standing, because as a Christian, I believe that companies that have good moral standings eventually will become more successful. I believe that the reason Microsoft has such a huge influence over Apple was because Bill Gates was a Christian and Steve Jobs was not. So, that's why I will go for moral things. But most of these people, they see numbers, they know how to play with the numbers to make money, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
that's just and I mean, it's a gift for people who have that ability, to see numbers.
Ability to sit down. I'm sorry, I did a YouTube review to see how I could make money this way, and it is actually really pretty easy, but you have to be in front of the computer and not leave it for like if you need a bathroom break, oh man,
you better
run because you've got like 2 minutes, and then you're losing stuff if you're not paying attention to the right thing.
The stock market, they built a pipe with cord going from America to Europe to cut back on 0.83 seconds on the stock market's updates. That's how important time is.
And even now, when you hear about corruption in America, the corruption is this: that the Fed is able to see the stock market's 0.25 seconds before everyone else. And that 0.25 seconds is enough for them to make money. That's what everyone's always fighting about. Like, the corruption in America is that. It's 0.25 seconds. It's incredible. Like, how does it come down to that, But it's that timing. So
I wish like the amount of passion that people have for this kind of stuff and like being angry about that, they would like put towards something that like matters a little bit more. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
I do kind of know what you mean.
But
you do?
Well, change the word schools, Abigail. Come on.
No, I didn't hear you say I do know
Oh,
what you mean.
oh,
Sorry.
I do know what you mean, though. Yeah, I mean, people rage,
Sorry,
people are angry all the time, and it's fine, but it doesn't change anything. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
that's
but
the
the
whole
thing
point.
is that a lot of these people, not necessarily officials that are changing and making laws, whoever works for the Fed, I don't know what's going through their mind, but for a lot of these people that are charging for these useless things, they do care. They do think what they're doing matters, and
Yeah.
I don't know how
And
to.
honestly, when you look at it too, I mean, it kind of comes down to this. Okay, anyone can do this. If you decided to, you could go to YouTube. You would research this thing called arbitrage, and you would, learn how to buy when the prices are dipping, and then sell when they're going up, and you could
Mhm.
make money. You could easily make money, just the same as anyone else. And the difference is like the difference that you're making as a personal, individual compared to a guy at the Fed who's got that 0.25-second advantage is that he's going to be able to sell or buy like 0.5% better than you, which is nothing. And so in some sense you can say, oh, it's super corrupt because when he's got $100 million, 0.5% of $100 million is at least is it $500,000, something like that. So then, yeah, okay, he's being super corrupt. But the thing is that there is like how many people in our country, in America, right now are online buying stocks and getting screwed over, right? So I mean,
Shit.
okay, yes, there's corruption, but the corruption is not affecting the everyday guy. I would be much more
I would
into the let's do something to stop this corruption if all of us were doing stuff like that, but we're not.
no,
And so,
but I would disagree. I think that it is affecting everyday people, and not in the way that you're saying. It's not like I'm online trying to buy stocks and oops, I bought the wrong one because of the government officials. But the government officials or certain ones, the Senate, the House, they all have information privy to whatever laws they're making, whatever
It's true.
things like I can't think of the word, but adherences, like you can't do this, you can't do that. They're making these laws.
the
They know what's going to happen, what's going to go through, and they know days, not seconds, days in advance, and they get to buy and sell all the stocks they want, and
yeah,
making them rich as fuck, giving them more opportunity to maintain their spot in their Senate seat or their House seat. I think that
to,
affects every American.
yeah, but just so we clarify, it's the Feds that I believe is truly, like deeply corrupt. The
Absolutely.
Wait,
Congress
like,
and Senate, they got their own thing going on. The Fed, Abigail, is a bank and it's
oh,
private.
The
It's
Fed is the
not
thing that prints
run by the
money.
government. Yeah, they print money. They're a private
Private.
company. They're not actually, they don't like Congress, the president, none of them can tell the Fed what to
It's
do because it's a private company.
it's
And
like
so they're the
Biden walking
ones.
down to Starbucks and saying, "Hey, can I get a couple 20s?"
Um, Yeah, I guess, except that it's not Biden because at least Biden was elected by half of the people of America. The
Yeah, I use
Fed
him
is
as a
not elected
metaphor.
by,
But yeah, that you're
oh,
right.
gotcha. Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, the Fed is not elected by anyone. They have this power and they pass the
well,
power on to each other, right? So
Yeah.
these are the guys that are corrupt because Congress and Senate, yeah, okay, they have their own corruption, but the thing is that the Senate floor and the Congress floor has to be aired 24 hours a day. So at any time you can go in and find a stream and listen to them. They of course probably talk behind closed doors too, but before bills are even like as they're being introduced, like no bill is going to be thrown in. So the kind of corruption you're talking about, Addison, has to happen in a way that is more micro, I think, compared to the Fed, because I feel like the true corruption lies behind that money, and then that money uses our Senate and congressmen as little puppets. So yeah, it does affect us. But for me, I feel
Yeah.
like what just coming back to what Abigail was saying before, it's easy to be angry and it's not fair, and these people are screwing us over and stuff like that. But it would be way more productive to convert that anger into let's do some education. Let's see what I can do as a person to make this world better. And, over time, when we start meeting other people who are making this world better and are directing our energies into productivity and education and, betterment, then we can, as a united front, go, hey, we really don't like what's going on here, and we need to make a change. And guess what? Even though there's the two-party system, blah, 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 there's enough of us now to say we want that third party. And then that third party is going to be part of these world changers who are going to say, you know what? Maybe a privatized Fed is not a good idea. Or maybe it still is, but we need to be able to elect them. Or I don't know how. It's a really complicated thing. And when the government controls money, it's also really bad. So I don't know how you would fix that.
Yeah,
through Bitcoin. But yeah.
Well, I was thinking about the Revolutionary War this week and how you get to that point. Like I am not the person to lead a revolution, clearly. But how did they get to the point where they were? And you think about it, and like these guys were leaders, but they were also like they weren't leaders and getting paid for it. They were leaders voluntarily. They were working all day on their farms or blacksmithing or whatever it was they were doing. And then at the end of the day, they'd go and they'd have these deep conversations about what freedom, what country, what community was. And
they weren't dumb people.
They weren't dumb. And they got to that point where they were like, we're going to write a letter and we're going to say, we don't want to send money to you anymore. And then they were willing to stand there and hold pitchforks and muskets and fight a country. And
not just a country, because we just did this last month. We did the simulation. It's the equivalent of Guatemala going up to the United States and saying, we declare war on you. Like, that is the level of what these guys did, because England ruled a fourth of the world, right? They were the most powerful country in the known world up to that point. No one had ever seen such power, right?
And so we were just some adventurers.
Right. And I mean, the original, like the main propaganda that was being spread. So if you're like one of these adventurers, the main propaganda you're hearing is that we just don't want to pay taxes. There was a lot more to it, but the basic thing that we're hearing is we just don't want to pay taxes. People in India are paying taxes. People in Australia, China, everywhere that this ruling Britain was at, everyone's paying taxes to them.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to, and we kind of should have.
That's the story that they ran with.
Oh, it was a story that was easy to go with because it got a lot of the poor people on board, right? There's a lot of other things too. The right to reserve, our articles, basically, right? All the basic amendments of the Constitution. But that was the one that most people got on board with, which was ridiculous because, the English just helped us protect us against the French and Indian War, right? They spent millions of dollars protecting us, and then we're like, no taxes. And like every time,
and that was right after, right?
It was pretty quickly after, because there was
how dare we?
Right? No, and it was like King George, in our history books, was this cruel tyrant, right? But it was basically this. He was like, all right, we're going to tax coffee. And we're like, no, screw that. And he's like, all right, no coffee. All right, how about we tax tea? And then we threw all the tea in the water. We're like, forget that. And he's like, okay, we won't do that. How about that? We'll tax stamps. Stamps are hardly ever used. They're only used when you send letters to England. So only a select number of people will have to be charged taxes. And we were like, fuck that. Yeah, it's nothing. And we were like, screw that. And then we're like, we need independence. Like, it's like, okay, we sound like a couple of brats, We're like, no, we don't want to pay any money. And anyway, It was more than that, because I think the main thing was we weren't given representation, right? We just wanted a vote,
Right.
even if we still had to pay taxes. Just let us.
Their
give
laws
some
were
kind
still
of
applying to us in some one way
right,
or another,
right,
and
right.
we just wanted to
Again,
be
which
free from them
right,
completely.
yeah, yeah. Which was, and it was really interesting because nowhere else in the world did they, Australia, India, like all these other, colonies, they never thought twice about we should have representation. They just sort of did whatever the British told them to do. So it's, I think our idea was mass democracy versus the small democracy in France that was
Right.
happening. So,
But this is
so it,
this is why I
yeah,
think if you see a group of people go to Mars, if Elon Musk actually sends a group of people to
right.
Mars and we get
Yeah.
to watch that community, it's in one way or another, you will see the most the strongest and most explosive growth ever in our generation. Like you won't see
What do
like
you mean?
it's I mean like our country grows based on these individuals. You have Bill Gates, you have Steve Jobs, you have Elon Musk, and you see explosions in technology and in society through these people. But if you're sending some people that like back in 1492, these adventures, these people that purely wanted to see what was here, how we could get here, what was going to happen, and then you see this country, an entire country created off of just these few adventures. You're
Yeah.
going to see the same thing happen if you send the most adventurous of us to Mars.
But if you're not careful, and this is where you need to, I mean, you don't have to be part of Change the World Schools, but this is where I'm going to constantly be urging people to think in a world changing mentality, because if you're not careful and this change comes, it can end in some terrific violence, which you saw in the Middle East, in the East. I've been
Yeah.
watching these curiosity streams. Afghanistan was this beautiful, beautiful
Oh yeah,
country. Very, like, I was just watching in the 1800s,
it's
amazing
crazy.
country. And they were developing, like, they were becoming European faster than any other Middle Eastern country. And then because of a few mistakes,
Yep.
then all of a sudden they're just ravaged by war. Their own citizens are terrified of the terrorists within the country. I mean,
Jeez.
it's a nightmare now, and it's because of a few mistakes. And it's like, we're okay. We're getting to this. Let's call it a turning point where we start colonizing outside of planet Earth. This turning point is going to end for some countries beautifully in change, and some it's going to end in just absolute devastation because people are not smart enough to understand the change, or don't make the right decisions, or they allow the people in power to continue making changes that benefit only them. And so it's just like, this is,
Yeah.
we have to be thinking in a world changing kind of way, not in a everything's going to kind of be the same.
Yeah.
So
Like we need to be diligent. Is that kind of like
yes, yeah, 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 diligent, that's
Bible
a
says
great
that
word
like
for it. And
all
be
the time?
diligent in your area. Okay, when I
Yeah.
say diligent, I'm saying that anyone who's
Oh yeah.
listening, you don't have to feel like you have to come to Bulgaria, you have to take care of world hunger, or march on Washington DC.
Right.
What's your area, what's your sphere of influence, and be
Yeah.
diligent in
Exactly.
saying, what am I doing in that sphere that's
Yeah.
changing things up and challenging people in that sphere to make things better.
Let's take a quick step back
That's
to the
so
lady at the lighthouse, right?
Right, right.
Diligence.
right. It's
Yeah,
funny you say that because I was thinking about it because I get all passionate about a bajillion things, right?
right.
But the things that God's been sharing with me is like the areas that I'll be working in. So then my question is, okay, well, is what I'm doing right now going to lead into that? Like, it could help people everywhere, I guess, in any
Right.
different. So, but then I do think about education because I have such a heart for it. And I wonder how that will all tie in to God's plan. I just want to make sure I'm walking in alignment with Him, right? And not just what I want to do, which is kind of a hard thing because I've walked in what I want to do for a very long time. So, yeah.
I mean, and maybe you have. The thing that's tricky with God is it says somewhere in the book, in the good book, that He uses all things for good. When
I was
when you're
just
part of
gonna say
His,
that, Andrew, in a
yeah.
different way,
So
but yeah.
yeah, but I mean that's it, right? So I mean, I could say I was walking in my path because, okay, maybe the first 2 years here was a little tough, but after that things got really comfortable, and again, living here is in some ways a lot more relaxing than living in America and having a lot of friends and stuff like that. So I mean, you could make that argument that I was living for myself, but all the things that all the lessons that I learned along the way have been lessons that I'm using today, right? So I mean, you can say you're walking your own path, but what's your prayer life like? What's your, what are you asking God? Are you asking Him to lead you? Because if you are, then you might. I mean, we all sin, and you might feel like you're just doing your own thing, but maybe this is part of the path that God has for you.
I do agree with that, absolutely, because I feel like He uses it all. Like, that's where I feel like there's not a lot of regret in my past. I mean, there is some, but there isn't at the same time because God
Yeah.
is using it, and it's my story that He's been a part of the whole time, whether I've been intentional with Him or not, but
Right.
He's going to use that and bring light and restoration and healing and freedom to others through that.
Yeah.
So and for myself, right? Like, it's not, I don't know. I can't just look at myself and be like, it's not just about me. How about that? That's a better way to say it.
Right.
If I can throw in 2 cents, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning a little.
Did you go upstairs, bro?
No, I set up a plastic table and it took it out of me.
I get that. It sucks when you're taking deep breaths and you haven't even climbed stairs yet. Like it's like, damn it.
I stood up and walked out the curb.
Shit.
I agree. 100%. It's important to walk in what God wants for you. But also, God is the king of making lemons, and if at the very least you're making sweet, sweet apple juice, I'm pretty sure that God can use that for good too. So I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I don't
That's
know how to say
ultimately
that.
what I just said.
No,
Okay.
but it's true, Addison, and I mean I still remember that last year before I left Bellevue, God gave me this very clear path. Because I was so happy. I don't know why. It was just a really nice day. I was driving down that main boulevard, Abigail, that leads from.
Yep.
Okay,
I
and I was
love
just
that
like,
boulevard.
yeah, and I was like, I have such a great life here. Like, it was so peaceful and it was beautiful. We were living in that Redmond area, so I was gonna go on a walk, and it's like, and I had that walk, but I also still went to my old townhouse and did the walks there, and I loved everything about that. And I remember God saying, hey, you know what? If you want, you can stay here and I'll bless you with whatever path you take. And if you want to go, at the time I thought it was Brazil, but okay.
Right.
If you want to go, out into the world and build schools, you can do that too. I'll bless you there too. But, you can do either, and you'll be blessed. And so, and I thought about it. And by the end of the road, I was like, I love this place, but I want adventure. I want to go out there,
Yeah.
and it's scary and everything, but I I want to do that, And so he gave me that choice. And, it's not like he was saying, sorry, buddy, you're going to be stuck in Bulgaria and that's your path. He gave me that choice and, here I am. And I'm so, I'm sure I would have been super happy if I'd been in, Bellevue starting a school. But
and you could do great things, not only with your teaching, but like with Jordan and Eli. I would be happier if you were living here.
Thanks, man. I'm not sure if that was guilt or like just a compliment.
You take it how you want.
Yeah, I got you. Jeez. Thanks, Mom.
I'm going to give you the choice.
No, I'm saying like there are so many ways you could bless this area. Yeah, and the fact that you stepped out and did what God wanted.
Oh,
it's so much bigger.
Sure. And it is, but it doesn't mean that if I stayed there, he wouldn't, also enable me to do stuff, right?
For sure.
So
you might have started a school here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
change the world schools. Pretty sure.
Well, it would have been change the state schools, maybe.
At the beginning. The state would have shut it the fuck down.
Actually,
it's
that's
transphobic.
No, Addison.
You think women are women?
Yeah. Sorry. If I did change the state school, I would do it in a way that would appeal to the Democrats in the beginning. Okay, so I can do that. I can be like, we're going to change. No, yes,
we
actually,
just want peace and love for all, man. You bigot, racist.
Their game is all about the wording. So if that's the case, I'm good with the wording. I want to change so that we can be more free in who we truly are. And they're like, wow, we really like that. And that means if you're born a dude, you stay a dude. Oh, but that's afterwards, like I'll tell them after that,
Right.
In the beginning, they'll just be,
as they graduate, you're just like, she did great. Oh, he's really awesome.
Why are you using these words? Because it's true.
I feel like you're using threatening language. I didn't even.
Here's threatening language.
I saw that in a documentary.
Oh no, yeah. Jordan Peterson, when he was attacked in one of the universities, I was impressed. He tried to argue it. Like I felt like, dude, you got to walk away.
What happened?
And he gave his damnedest to argue, but like they are morons.
So yeah, he's in a university. Somebody's recording. It's not like a performance or whatever. And
someone's
these
on their phone.
Transgender kids come up to him and they're like, "Why do you hate transgender?" And they really are. They're the way they're arguing, they're idiots. So
and you have to understand before this, Canada was trying to make it law that he had to say the pronouns that the person wanted him to say. They were compelling him by law, and he said he would not.
Right.
Just because
but why would that be a law?
Yeah.
Well, because
that's
Canada,
all he said.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So he was dragged through the mud for a long time, and so anyway, in this thing. These kids are coming up and they're arguing and they're like, "Why do you hate us?" And they're kind of, their arguments are kind of moronic. Like I get it when people are, using intellect to describe something, and I'm willing to listen to the other side when it comes like that. But for them, they were like, he would try and talk back to them, like in a way, like he's trying to say that he respects you, or I respect you in this moment, but I don't want it to be loud or whatever. And they were not listening at all. They just kept going, "But you hate me," or they'd respond like that.
Right.
And he kept trying, and I'm like, dude, stop trying. Just walk away from them. You're not going to change their mind. But I mean, I really appreciated him from that video, because I thought anyone else, I mean, myself included, I would have walked away and it would have been like, I'm not dealing with these idiots. But it's like he had a genuine interest to try and connect with them. And I'm thinking, why would you want to? Because they're being idiots right now. but he did, and so it was like, okay, well, my value for this guy has gone up because he tried, and didn't just give
teacher.
up.
He's not phoning it in. He's actually trying to teach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
and the latest news on him is he called Ellen Page's doctor a criminal doctor and got kicked off of YouTube for it.
Really?
Not YouTube, Twitter. Got kicked off of Twitter for it.
Got it.
Because he's speaking truth.
Yeah.
What
Not
did,
even
who
truth.
did he?
He's giving an opinion, and they're like, "You
Now, what
can't
did-
say that."
We
Sorry,
don't
what
have
did-
freedom of speech, though.
He
Sorry.
said,
What? I'm sorry. What did he say?
"So you know Ellen Page, the actor?
No.
She's done some stuff. Inception, you might know her from. She was the girl from Inception.
Okay. And is she like
she had
gay or something like that?
no, she's transitioned. She's Elliot Page now.
So she's a guy. She turns herself into a guy.
Yeah, the doctor
Yeah.
and Jordan Peterson
she's
was
so
saying he's a
pretty.
criminal doctor because he cut off healthy appendages, basically.
Aha.
And
Gotcha.
Twitter was
Okay.
like, "That's hate speech."
Okay. Lovely.
And they said they would put him back on Twitter if he deleted the tweet, and he came out and he's like, "I will never delete the tweet."
Right.
Like,
Oh man.
the dude has his morals and he sticks by him.
Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
thing is, it feels
And
like,
not in a way.
they're
Sorry,
talking.
Go ahead.
I only meant to say not in a way that's like there are people that are really crass people and they do stick by their morals, and I even agree with their morals, but then because of the way that they defend them, it's like I do not want to be associated with you.
They're a little
You guys know that
antagonistic.
Donald. Yeah, and I mean, this is the one thing with Donald Trump. There's many things if I dove in, I would appreciate him for the things he stands for, but he's antagonistic, so I don't like him and I don't want to be associated with him. But with him, it's like his defense isn't like, all right, fuck you all, this is what we're doing. It's a genuine, here's my perspective, and can I help you try and, understand my perspective, like, I love that.
He's Canadian, so he comes across as so non-threatening, kind, apologetic, and they're like, "Why do you hate me?" He's like, "I don't. I just think it's wrong."
Right. It's so awesome.
Right?
I'm sorry. Abiel, you were saying something before I cut you off.
I don't remember what it was. Don't worry about it.
Dang it. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I just said don't worry about it.
Abiel,
Accept our apology, damn it.
Yeah. I'm getting the knives out now and slitting my wrist for that. So.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I'm like, we went through how many years of them talking about this high rise of mental illness, which is a thing. I get it, but now, not only are they're not talking about that to a degree. They're like, but all of this is okay, and we need to accept it. And where's the mental illness? Why are we not helping people who are getting confused with who they are? And where is like that whole positive self-talk or positive affirmations over yourself? Like, why can't you learn to love who you are? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the question I have, which I know is going to trigger you health freaks, but I'll let you, be triggered, and then you can come back with some research for me, okay? My question I keep asking is that the mental health breakdown is happening in America tenfold compared to the rest of the world. So, you might argue that it's social media or whatever, but the rest of the world uses social media. I mean, Bamba in Zimbabwe uses Facebook in the middle of his village, right? Like, people use social media, but not everyone's having mental health breakdowns. Right. So why? And my theory then, because you guys always keep talking about like MSGs,
GMOs.
GMOs, nailed it. Okay. And, the research that I found of why they don't deliver, for example, root beer isn't sold here, is because there's certain foods that are considered to be toxic in Europe, and so American companies are not allowed to sell them here. And so,
Okay, I have
maybe
brought this point up so many times, and
I
no
don't
one
remember it.
freaking listens to me.
Guys, we're
I
also
swear.
all right, but like we're also a splitting country, right? Like
I
That's
know,
not
but I
just it
feel
Europe
though.
like
is
Like
going through the
it all
same shit that we
roots.
are, the same feminist bullshit, but they still have
Joseph,
people on the right and the left hanging out with each other. We
oh
are
yeah,
literally
it,
splitting.
yeah. People stop
but
hanging out with each other just because
Yeah.
of political views. Yeah.
I
okay,
can't
but
wear
if
a
we
red
come to the
hat
root of it,
with anything on it.
bro,
Sorry,
Sorry,
I'm
if
Abigail.
late.
you come to the very root of it,
Yeah.
it a lot of times deals with the food that you eat. Why do you think people are losing their shit? Because their
Well,
brain can't
see,
do
and
what it's supposed to do.
that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. If this stuff that's being fed to Americans is one of those baser things that's actually causing this. I don't know. Like the only way you could truly test that is
So
by
you're telling me that it's the food? No, all
I'm
right.
going to McDonald's, and when I'm done, we're going to talk about this shit.
I
And maybe
definitely
I'm going to cut you out of
Oh,
my life, bitch.
oh,
I think it's
and
a major spiritual battle as well, because it has been a country that used to be on the foundation, of believing in God.
in God we
So I
trust.
do really think it's a spiritual aspect as well.
I'm going to
Um,
disagree with you, though, Abigail. And the
that's
only
okay.
reason
You don't have to agree with me.
I'm
I
not
mean,
talking to either of you anymore. Sorry.
yeah, sorry. Well, the only reason I disagree is when you look at the Bulgarian history, uh, some of the Christianity that exists in Eastern Europe exists because of Bulgaria, because with the communist movement and with the whole Ottomans invading Europe thing, both of those movements sought to completely wipe out Christianity. I mean, they sought it to the point where here in Bulgaria, next time you guys come and visit, I'll take you to these places where they have like a place called the Black Rock or the Cliff Rock or the Empty Rock. And these are literally places where Ottomans and communists would take Bulgarian Christians and throw them off
Oh
the
my
edge
gosh.
to their deaths because they were Christian. So I mean the and yet there are these little monasteries hidden away in the woods that have preserved Christianity that then after like only about 40 years ago, 30 years ago,
Because you can't get rid of
started
us.
spreading Christianity throughout Eastern Europe after the fall of communism, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, yes, I do. I love the Christianity that our country has done in spreading the word,
Oh
but
yeah.
I also think that there are different countries with that. So I don't know. I mean, obviously everything boils down to spiritual, but I think part of the attack is down to that most basic thing, which is food and how food has been modified. And so now it's not,
Right.
Yeah.
something that is meant to be, and it's affecting people's minds. So,
Well, and think about this. People are screaming, and I don't know about the left because the people I listen to that are on the left are so normal and just comedians. Like that's it.
right,
And then
right.
the political stuff I listen to is from the right, and they're all wailing about a famine coming. And
Uh-huh.
I think that there's going to be some food shortages. Not here,
No,
but
no.
in the shitty parts of the world. And but think about it, like you scare half the country into thinking that we're going to have a famine, and then the famine hits and you hear about all these starvations happening in all the world and you start panicking and you're like, well, at least I have my McDonald's or
Right,
whatever.
I
right,
think
right.
it's a famine in the sense of not natural food, like even more so than
Yeah.
before. That's what I think.
Which
Well,
is
whether they're telling the truth or not, but yeah, I mean,
Do
there's
they
going to be
ever tell
food.
the truth?
Well, they
Let's be
might, but
honest.
it's twisting the truth, right? Because if they're talking about what I think they are, it's the
giving you
food
the
shortages.
appropriate facts.
Right,
Quote.
right, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I Hmm. I don't know.
That stuff is, and again, it's really hard not to. Like, we talked about earlier how getting angry about it is not the answer, but using that energy for something else. But yet, like, even for us, having finished talking about that, it's still so easy to get sucked into, like,
Right.
we're talking about it. And you can, like, I don't know about the two of you, but I feel the frustration, right? And it's starting to
Yeah.
boil up. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. What did we just talk about? It's like, it's so hard because
Yeah.
But
it's wrong,
this is where
but
I actually feel like I'm the luckiest because I know I'm passionate and I get mad about stuff like don't even get me started on abortion. But for a lot of
I like it. Sorry.
I'll fucking kill you. Uh, for most for most of
I'm
these
sorry.
political subjects, I am educated enough to carry on a conversation, but I'm not
Okay.
educated enough to have a full-on opinion. So at the end of the day, like I had a guy come up and talk about gas prices, which I'm furious that we don't have cheaper gas. Biden, get your shit together. But he's like talking about gas prices, and I looked at him and I'm just like, I don't really know why they're high. I'm kind of a dumb guy. That's how I think in my head. Like, I don't know.
Right.
At the end of it, just
Right.
I don't
Right.
know.
Well, okay, because gas prices are more of like, it's more Putin's fault, right, than anyone else's. So you can't.
What?
But like, okay, the one that I
But not
like to
really,
use as a,
because they were going up before Putin.
they were going up because of inflation, because of the coming recession. Like that shit was coming
Was it
down no
was it
matter what,
Biden
right?
giving away
No.
money
All
to people
right,
that didn't
fine. It was
deserve it?
Biden. I'm sorry. All right, it's Biden. Okay. Okay. So
I
moving
told you I
on.
can talk about it. I don't know. I don't know.
Presidents can't affect gas prices. That's all I'm saying. They don't. They don't show up and
Okay,
go, "Hey,
he
Saudi
doesn't
Arabia,
he doesn't have a
look."
gas style where he's like, let's raise these prices.
Like, Biden's like, "Hey, you know what? I want to piss off some Republicans. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. Let's raise
let's
the
ramp
prices here, baby."
let's ramp up this suck meter.
Like, but we want to offer it to you for $50. Well, I want 80. Okay.
Oh,
Jeez.
sorry.
I
No,
love
okay.
it. Okay, no, okay. The gun thing is a more relevant topic, I guess, where I feel like it doesn't require a lot of education
Hmm.
to talk about it, as far as gun rights or gun control or whatever.
Right.
The thing with that one, because I feel like that one, people can get really excited about it. Uh,
Hmm.
I do have a position on it, but I'm open to listening to your point of view to, perhaps change. And I feel like that's the thing that's missing in a
Yeah.
lot of conversations, is that people aren't open to that willingness to at least hear your perspective. Why do you want to carry a gun? Why do you want to arm your teachers? Okay, I get that. I understand that. Here's my counterpoint of why I think it might be dangerous. Uh,
Yeah.
or the other way around. Like, if you're going to say you should take all guns away, well,
Yeah.
okay, here's my counterpoint on why I think you should have a gun around every now and then, at least. So I think that part is missing in a lot of the conversations we have.
Yeah.
With gas prices and stuff like that, with complicated issues like that, I feel like, because this last year I've spent all year research. It started with crypto, but then it goes into the micro and the macroeconomics of the way things run, and it's just like, it's incredible. It's incredible, the sophistication of the system, and how, when you see this, everything else, like Biden or even Putin, or these guys, they're really more or less puppets. They're the guys that the real power uses to get what they
Yeah.
want, but the real power never will show themselves, because once they show themselves, they're no longer power. That's
Right.
it's kind of how that works.
They're
And so
like,
it's been,
we're gonna make these
sorry, go ahead.
changes. You're gonna tell the world that you made these changes.
Yeah. Honestly, I do believe, because if you look now at the macroeconomics of the U.S., Russia, Europe, and China. These four major economic powers. Putin, I believe, is being manipulated to be the bad guy because at the end of this war, whether he wins or loses, he's going to end up being cut off from Europe and the U.S., which is significant in Russia's way to make money. So that means that they have to turn to the only person that they'll be able to make money from, which is China. And China will be so much more powerful than Russia that Russia will be forced into a junior partnership with China. And once that happens, China will have control of Russia, which means they will be able to easily force Americans to do what they want more. Because America's partners, Europe, used to be like they were completely separated. But once China controls all of Asia and that, that Russian space all the way up to Europe, now all of a sudden we can't just be like, fuck you, China, we'll build our own factories. Like, we have to take them a lot more seriously, but nobody's noticing that, and it's like, we just like to say, oh, Putin's the bad guy, he's an asshole, and he is, I'm sure, like if he made this decision. But I kind of wonder if he isn't being manipulated, just like, Biden's being manipulated. Maybe he's just a complete puppet because that's how he acts. He kind of falls asleep wherever he goes and stuff like that. Falls off his bikes. I saw that one. That was funny. Anyway,
why do you need a clip?
I don't know.
Why do you care?
The president of the United. Oh, there he goes. Could somebody help him up?
It's the same thing when President Bush choked on the pretzel. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah,
people choke,
right? But it's like, it's just looking at how that stuff works, how that money works, you just know that these guys in power are not really in power. They're just puppets for the real power, which is hidden somewhere in the Fed in America, and who the hell knows where.
Joke, but the fact that you don't know who's actually making the laws in our country should terrify you.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why, again, education. Like, I didn't know this stuff. I could talk to you. If you had asked me a year ago that Biden was raising the gas prices, I would have totally been like, oh yeah, that asshole, I hate it. Let's get, some Republican in so they can lower the gas prices again. Like, it doesn't really make sense, but that's the dialogue. And so we just go with the dialogue, and we don't actually look into, the actual gears of what's going on.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know.
What's sad is, so like, I watched this guy, Mark Dice, who is insane.
Okay.
Far right. But he, every now and then, he puts out a video where he talks about BlackRock, or he talks about a secret society.
Oh yeah.
And
BlackRock. Jeez.
When I watch those videos, this most recent one, he was talking about this camp where these super high officials get together once in a while. I don't know if it's once a year or what, but like, they'll get together.
Yeah.
And he talked about burning a bird or something like creepy like that. But like, Alex Jones apparently was the first one to sneak in and get film footage of them actually like hanging out. And I'm thinking, at the very least, it's kind of like a summer camp for these politicians where they can get together and share their ideas, talk to each other and stuff like that. But even that, where it's a closed off from the public, you're our leaders and we can't integrate with you.
Yeah.
It's just, it's creepy.
It's worse than that though, because it's like, they are our leaders, but they're not our leaders. Like, they're not the guys we chose.
No, they think of us like they're our owners. Right.
Well, and and I get it because I play the games, so I know.
We all do.
But that's what they view us as. That's how they have to view us as, because that's how they don't think of us as human beings. Some of them do. I do value those people who come out who are multi-billionaires, and they're saying, hey, this is what people are doing wrong. And Warren Buffett, he's not afraid to make money, but he's also not afraid to tell people, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is how I'm making money during a recession. Elon Musk too, like he's argued with the government, saying that the reason he pays less than a % tax is because of laws, not because he's corrupt.
Donald Trump did the same thing. He's like, I did these tax cuts to prove to you that these tax cuts could be done.
Right. Oh, thank you, Abigail.
You're welcome. It pertained to what we were just talking about.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
Yes. Tell me your government is trying to poison you without telling me your government is. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay. Yeah, it's true.
Holy shit. High fructose. It's everywhere.
Right?
Shoot. And yeah, it's true because.
And the worst part is,
man.
I had a Sprite in Cambodia that had real sugar in it. It was the best thing I've ever tasted.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, it takes a couple of years to get off the high of the high fructose corn syrup, but once you do, it's like I'll go to America, but I will be craving food back here because it's so much.
Because your body wants that. It needs it.
It wants the healthy stuff. And it's
You're like I eat a normal amount at home and then I'm full. Here in America, I get stuffed.
Right.
So they put on a lot of ingredients here also natural flavors all the time. And they will not tell you what natural flavors are on the label. And most of that is always GMO, garbage, poison, every time.
And the
how is that
terrible
natural?
part of well, because they don't have to. So the people who are deciding what's legal to put on a label or not is one company, the FDA company. I mean, one organization. But then the FDA is getting money.
FDA, so you think it's government owned or official or something.
Yeah, I got to tell you something after.
Okay, they're getting money from these companies who are putting, additives in their food so that they can get more money. So, I mean, it makes sense now. And in Europe, they have, I think it's 7 different agencies that are watching over each other's back. So it's not like one company can be like,
should move to
all
Europe
right,
somewhere.
I mean,
Bulgaria.
I'll take it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so you got to hear this. I'm at Grammy's, whatever, it was a long time ago, and I mean, like in the last month or two, and whatever we're talking about, her reaction to something was, oh, "Don't tell me you don't trust the FDA," and I'm like, I haven't trusted the FDA since way before 2020. They're a bunch of horseshit, and oh my gosh,
this is
I can't believe you trust them.
It was a couple months ago. We had the whole family over, and we're talking. I don't know how we got on the topic of politics, but we're talking about it. And Pap's talking about something he saw on CNN, and I look at him. You have got to stop watching CNN. And like half the people at the table were like, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was telling Grammy about. I was like, okay, American news is so, like it's filled with just like they have ulterior motives to whatever they're, talking about. So you got to watch something that's, I mean, I wouldn't recommend the UK. BBC News is also pretty right wing, but if you go to German news or even Indian news, oh man, the Indian news, they are some straight shooters, and it hurts sometimes to listen because they talk about the propaganda that Europe and America do around the world, and it's like, oh shit, they're right. Like we talk about China taking over the world, and then this India newscast is like, let's see how many overseas Chinese bases there are. There's 5 overseas Chinese bases. How many American overseas bases are there? Over 300. Who's taking over the world? And I'm like, oh, damn it, that hurts.
Okay, no, but there's a huge difference there, okay? We will put bases all over the world, but we will not invade and take over any place ever. And China does. No, China does.
Okay. No, and I get that they're taking lands for sure.
Yeah, but it's not. We're not claiming the country and forcing them to follow our laws. Are we? Am I wrong?
we aren't claiming the country. We're definitely enforcing our democratic laws. I mean, this was part of the problem going into Afghanistan, right? We went
No,
in
okay,
and
yeah,
we were like,
but that was
Hey guys,
trying
I'm
to
gonna
balance the
go.
nation.
no, Abigail, no,
I
We're
have
we're
not
not
I
done
have
done
yet.
to
yet.
go.
We're not done yet.
No, we're not done yet.
I'm paying you good goddamn money for this shit, Abigail.
you
No.
you get 1% of all the money he gets from this YouTube, okay? So
It's like $1 billion or something. I'm very rich.
No, I absolutely adore you both. Keep talking. I just wanted to
Mm.
let you know I have to go, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry. I just
It-
have things I have to do.
That's
It's
okay.
fine. It's getting late. I gotta
Okay.
wind it up too. So
Yeah,
I
no
love you
worries.
both. Keep talking. I will talk to you soon, both of you, actually.
Yes. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye, you guys. Yeah, you too.
bye.
Bye.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting, and it's okay. Sorry, to finish what I was saying about all that was to say, um, she was like, yeah, but I don't live in those countries. I live, in America. And I'm like, yeah, all you have to do is go to YouTube and type in DW News. And she's like, really? And so I'm on her computer because I have to access US websites sometimes. And so I need to access someone else's computer wants to talk. She needs me to fix something. So
Yeah.
I use her computer to access websites, that way. So anyway, so I shared with her these two news sites that I tend to get my news from now, and, and so she's just fascinated. I don't think she'll ever find the websites again, but it's like, honestly, all you have to do. I mean, because for me, okay, there are some independent guys that I listen to that are American that are pretty good at sharing balanced things. But otherwise, if I hear about what was that last shooting that went on,
Holy shit. They will not shut the fuck up about that. And I
well,
understand the
and
horrificness of it, but please, I need to know it once and then let's move on. Because,
and the thing that really pisses me off because and so first of all, in order to hear the whole story, you got to go to CNN and then you got to go to Fox to hear the whole story. Otherwise, they're
yeah,
only telling their half of the story so that they can push this propaganda, which pisses me off.
just tell
Which
me the
is,
story.
let's get rid of the guns or let's load everyone up with guns. And it's
Yeah, and
like, do you
90% of the
people?
people don't give a shit. Just tell me what happened.
Well, and for me, it's like, because my heart is with those kids and with the teachers, and it's like, do you guys understand that there are countries around the world, all over the world, that have gun rights or have prohibited, and no one has violence in the schools? You need to understand this is not a gun issue. You are dealing with kids who are hurting, and you're not dealing with that issue. So, I mean, that's the part that frustrates me more than anything. And it's just sort of like, that so I don't listen to American news so much anymore because
No.
no matter what,
Yeah.
there's always a propaganda thing going on. Germany, still has a little bit of propaganda, but they consider themselves like the leaders of Europe, and so they try to be as neutral as possible so that they don't seem too right or too left because
Which is
you know
hilarious. But yeah.
oh, it is, and it you should. I'm telling you, it is okay. I just so America, they're kind of wishy-washy, right? Like if Russia invaded Poland, we really don't know if America will step forward, right? Like,
Right.
and I think Europe is starting to see that, right? So for the longest, like the last 3 months, Germany has been like they've had this rule, which is they don't spend over, I think it's 10 million euros a year on defense spending on army, right? And they
Wow.
do that specifically because they want to prove to Europe that they are not going to do what they did World War One, World War Two. They are going
Wow.
to,
They're
be,
playing the long game.
yeah, they want to make sure that people know that they can be trusted. But
I
now this
like that.
huge issue is just been like, well, if Russia comes, America is going to be sitting on their ass going, the same thing they did in World War One and World War Two, which is, I'm not sure that we want to get involved in
Yeah,
European wars, like,
let's wait for something really horrific to happen. Or
right.
something to happen to us.
To us, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Wait till we get hit, and then
tiny ass island gets bombed, and we're like,
no,
no.
you can invade all of Poland and kill 1/4 of their population, but Hawaii, we lost 12 men. All right, you're going down, bitches.
Who's the baby now?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so they just recently passed this law where they upped it to 10 billion euros a year, which is still nothing, but it's
Wait, they went from 10 million to 10 billion?
to 10 billion. And there's like a lot of Germans that were arguing this. They're like, no, we can't do this. We're going to look like this war machine or whatever.
Yeah.
And the German prime minister is going, look, we're the wealthiest country in Europe. Who else is going to step forward? It's either us or no one. And so they decided to go with, yeah.
Is Germany going to go America and just start taking care of everybody?
This is what they're trying to do now, and I love it. It is amazing because I mean, honestly, like it's like
that's the coolest twist. You can't write that shit,
right? And I love it so much because they don't come across in anything that they're saying. They don't come across at all as this barbaric. They're very embarrassed about this. World War II thing, and everything they are doing is trying to prove.
We see how we fucked up with Hitler. Yeah, no, we see. We understand.
We're not doing that. In fact, they ditched that accent, right? Like, if you listen to DW News, yeah, most of them have British accents, right?
No, that's true. There's a super German guy that comes on some of the talk shows on the British TV that I watch, and you can tell he has the accent, but he still talks smoothly, and you barely tell that he's German.
Right, exactly.
So good.
It's incredible. It is incredible. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and the thing that sucks the most is I love that because you can't write that, but then
right.
Some perspectives here in America, it's like, yeah, no, they're calling white men rapists, bigots, and assholes. Like it's similar to what Hitler did with the Jews.
Jeez,
smelly
seriously,
Jews, dirty Jews,
right? No, and I mean, I think that maybe that's what I don't know. I think maybe that's what they're seeing. Is they're seeing that maybe what's happening in America is going to be a repeat of what they experienced. And
isn't their education really good too?
I would say it's better than most. I think British education is a little bit higher than theirs as far as the general statistics, but still, I think
if they care so much about making a difference, making up for what they did before, they're probably teaching their kids about what they did before, which means that they all have this knowledge of what happened, and now they're seeing America and what's happening here, and they're like, that seems familiar.
Well, and I thought it was an ignorance thing. Like they would just deliberately ignore what happened in World War II because, up until this Ukraine crisis, they never really brought it up too much. And even Dorta didn't like talking about it. But now that this is going on, they bring it up constantly and like, this is what we did. And we're really, embarrassed by it. And that's why we've made this law so that there's no one person in Germany, no matter what, who is ever allowed to say, we're going to go to war. They have to have a parliamentary agreement. There's just like, even in a state of emergency, Biden can call a war and send the army to Russia, right? In a state of emergency, he could do that. But in Germany, you can't do that, no matter what. No one is allowed to do that. It has to be a parliamentary agreement to go to war with someone. So, it's incredible, and it is interesting. Like I just love their reactions to everything. So Bulgaria and Poland, Russia, one day just turned the pipes off, as far as our gas goes, shut it down. And all of the gas coming to Poland and Bulgaria we only were getting gas from Russia. That was it. There was no one else. Wow. And so it was like a month and a half ago, and they just overnight turned that sucker off, right? Turned off the pipes, and it was going to be, yeah, a nightmare, right? And that day, in one, parliamentary meeting, they agreed that the German gas lines would redirect gas to Bulgaria and Poland. And it meant that Germany's gas prices were going to skyrocket, but they decided they were going to, they were going to negotiate with America.
You guys are part of the European Union, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Germany's like, wait, is Germany part of the EU too?
Yeah. This is
Okay.
what I mean. Like, they view themselves as the leaders in that sense. And so, as leaders, they didn't just say, sorry, but our people want cheap gas prices. They said, no, you know what? If you suffer, then we suffer.
Yeah.
So we're sharing our gas.
Yeah.
And then they were the ones that headed the whole, because the biggest, collector of gas, of course, is the United States. So then they're like, hey, can you lend us some of your gas? And but they were willing to deal with the US and their, our bipolarity, because we've got Republicans saying no and Democrats saying yes, right? So Germany's willing to deal with that shit, but in the meantime, they're making sure the rest of Europe is being supplied with the gas they need. So I just love that.
Unlike before, when they kind of tried to force their leadership on the world, they're acting like a real leader and not saying we're the leaders. They're just like, you need help, here you go.
Yeah, they're servants. I mean, in that sense, you want to take that biblical perspective. They are serving, and I'm like,
that is beautiful,
right? I just love that. I love that. England doesn't give a shit. America doesn't give a shit. All these other powers are not doing anything, and Germany in no way sits there going, well, we're super and mighty and we're going to go ahead and do, they're completely humble, but they're like, hey, you need help? All right, let's get some help, and there's Germans that are probably upset at the huge gas price, but it doesn't matter. They understand that there is a certain thing that they've got to do, and that's what they're doing. So
my gas went up by $1 so that their gas would go down by $1.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there are plenty of Germans that are pissed off about that, and there's assholes out there still. But
for sure.
As a country, to do that, to have enough people in your force. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but you're right. To have enough people who have been voted for, who are all like in one day. Okay, I mean, how many times has Congress ever made a decision in a day?
We can't even vote for our president in half a year. We're like, start in November, we'll figure it out in January.
Right?
What?
Jeez. And I mean, this was terrible. Like, when we woke up that morning, we were thinking, okay, gas prices, which were already at like $10 a gallon. I don't know the exact translation, but something like that. We were worried was going to go up to like 50, because if there's no gas, then it was just going to be like, it would be. So we were terrified. And then, that afternoon, Germany's like, okay, we're turning on our gas lines to you guys. And I think the average gas price in Europe is something like $12 to $14 a gallon now. So
that's a lot.
It's not
like 50 is unlivable.
It would have been, none of us would have been able to take
your life's over. Unless you're super rich, you're walking everywhere.
Exactly. Or taking the bus. So, yeah.
And even then, bus prices have to go up.
There's some electric trolley buses. Those are the ones I was thinking of, I guess. So you're right. Yeah. The bus prices would have gone up. So
here's my biggest question. I listen to a lot of news. I listen to like 3-hour conversations with professional podcasters, with professional economists and historians, like the real deal, and up to date. Like yesterday, they posted it. They recorded it the day before, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How have I never for a second heard about this?
Who are you listening to? Are they all American?
For the most part, there might be. I like the British humor. So
okay, gotcha. This is my.
But yeah, I think it's mostly American.
my theory is that American, and I'll say Canadian too, because I feel like I tried to listen to their stuff, and in some ways they're even worse than we are. But I feel like American and Canadians are cut off from the world. And I mean, it's because we're physically actually cut off from the world. You can drive for a week and never ever have to switch a language. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, right. Yeah. We literally we got English for thousands of miles, and then it's like, whoa, they're speaking Spanish. We need a wall here, please. Like this, no bueno, no.
You want to come over here? I don't understand you. Shut it down.
No gracias, no gracias. Okay, all right. No, but I mean, like, we're cut off from the world, and I think then, and we're very reliant. Like we've got the power. We've got the power to control the pockets of the world that we need. So the Middle East, we've got control of the oil there. So even though gas prices are $12 a gallon, over here, you guys are still going to have it at, I don't know what it is now, 5, 6, whatever. It's going to be way cheaper than it ever will be here, because you have the power to control those nodes of oil. Plus, you are I think at this point, you produce the second most oil in the world. I cannot remember, but it's the second. But we used to be like 5 years ago. We used to be like fifth because we just weren't pumping oil. We were importing it, but then
Trump started up the.
Yeah, and then we jumped up to second, or maybe we're first now. I don't know. We're high up there.
We were way up there, but Biden shut all that down, didn't he?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think, again, he has the power to, because oil companies are not government owned.
So much for gas.
I know.
Sorry, I know you're paying more than I am, but.
Yeah, I gotcha. I know.
I paid $130 to fill up my tank the other day.
I don't even want to tell you how much I paid. Wait, how much money?
$130.
Oh, you've got the big car.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could have bought some really nice stuff with that money.
Okay, because I also paid $130 to fill up my car, but it's a little Toyota Camry.
My soul!
So, yeah, no, my soul, Addison. Why do you think I walk to my school now? Okay,
can I send you money? Are you okay?
And it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Anyway, no, it's good. Anyway, the point is, I think that because I felt like when I was in America and you listen to American influencers, which are really the only people you listen to when you're living in the States, then it just, it's easy to forget that the rest of the world has their own process, their own things going on. Yeah. And, and it's fine in a sense, because if you're there in the States and you never had a brother who moved to Bulgaria or anything like that, then things that Europe does, the great leadership of Germany, it really affects you very little. It might affect you some, but because, America is the heavyweight as far as money goes and power goes, really, we only affect ourselves. So why bother learning about this other stuff, So.
Yeah, and I get the mentality, but like the inspiration I got from what you told me about Germany.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. Like, hope for humanity up 100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, it does. Before I was really nervous because the talks in Bulgaria seemed to revolve around, like, they were like, oh, Russia will never attack Bulgaria because if they do, America is going to come and save the day. And I'm thinking, I didn't say it out loud, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, have you looked at our history? Because we're really not that cavalier until like half of the population of Europe's been wiped out. So, I mean,
yeah,
that was my mentality. And now it's just sort of like, it's shifting. And it's like, now we can not have to rely on America, we can rely on these European powers. And now Sweden and Finland have joined NATO. And they've got
Have they actually
huge
joined?
stockpiles. Yeah, they actually joined.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So now they are, like the reliance of American military has dropped significantly. It's amazing. It's very comforting. So
if you want to know what assholes America is, the entire time Sweden and Finland were trying to join NATO, they were like, "Why don't you pay more? Why you want our
seriously,
protection? Why don't you pay more? Back pay,
jeez.
back
Oh
pay."
my gosh. Seriously, and that's it. That's the mentality. I mean,
You're pissed
honestly,
because they were smart enough to not join until shit started getting shaky. Like they were fine. They didn't need us. So why pay?
No. Right. And honestly, we were the ones that were paying, not because we were benevolent people. We were paying because we wanted to control NATO. And that's mostly what's been happening for most of the time. Like when NATO's going into Syria or to, Afghanistan, it's not because Germany's like, let's do something in Syria. It's because America's like, we need our oil. Democracy. Woohoo!
Other countries are like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you should be doing that?" And they're like, "How much are you paying again?" Never mind.
Right. Like, okay, I guess.
What assholes!
Oh man, seriously.
Oh,
I'm glad that Europe's doing what they're doing, and I do hope that I love my country. I hope we figure our shit out,
can't
right?
not love it. I'm like a Mexican that moved here. That's like, this country's better. And they're like, "Yeah, but I love Mexico." Of course you do.
Right?
It's your home.
Of course it's your home, and it's that country has made me who I am. So I mean, it's allowed me to be a visionary and to be a forward thinker and to say, argue with the government and not just say, well, they know what's best, because that's what a lot of people in other countries,
and you can
have that
complain about
mentality.
oppression, about freedom of speech, and all these things. There are still so many opportunities here.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. And I mean, I can say fuck Biden all I want on YouTube or wherever, and I'm gonna get black bagged, they might shut down my Twitter account if it's hate speech or whatever, but I mean, I could still go out on the streets and say whatever I want. I'm not gonna get thrown into a black van. So
seriously.
Anyway, all right, well, I really should go to bed. I got another wonderful day tomorrow of some more work. So
I have pre-cleaning to do. I've accepted Mama and Daddy's offer to come in and help me clean, and I told them let me do some cleaning first.
Okay. So tell them to be ready to do that same thing here in Bulgaria.
Nice. It's probably going to be easier there. Holy
I don't know.
No, my room is a disaster.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, it was good talking with you, man.
Yeah, you too, man. This was fun.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you go, and have a good day.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
All right. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
And to everybody that made it this far, holy shit. What a conversation. That was fun. I'm glad you made it. I got my Instagram down there. You can see it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Deuces, ninja. I'm going to mute myself.